everybody, welcome back to the stream. Welcome. We are back and we are here. We are back to streaming. But yeah, quick introduction to myself. I'm not just curious. Our Catboy Assassin from Cyberpunk features host a singer and is at your service. And we are here and we are back for some more Punishing Gray Raven. It's been a while. But yeah, if you've been keeping up with the what's been happening, PC was out of commission for a little bit, but yeah, now it's back. So yeah, with that said, let's dive in. Let's go, baby. Super excited to be back, man. But yeah. We are here and we are back. And it's so good to be back, man. But yeah, some new stuff came out, like this Helsing code. But yeah, that we can check out today. We're going to be checking out today before we dive into the story. So, yeah. With that said, let us go. And check out some new stuff. Some of the new stuff around here. So, yeah. With that said, let's go and check it out. Because I believe there's new coatings and stuff as well. So yeah. Let's check them out. These two. Let's go. Yes, these two. Let's start off with this first coating, actually, called Helsing. Let's do it. For Watanabe. Alright.
A new battlefield shall witness a fresh victory.
Hey, okay. Interesting skin design.
Don't worry
Wait,
about
hold
me.
on. Alright, there we go.
I'm more than ready.
Got him.
I no longer fear death.
Boom.
Never give up.
Okay, the effects, alright, okay.
Never give up.
Ooh, the effects are nice, okay.
I'm more than ready. Challenges are always welcome. Never give up.
We like the chain effect, man, okay.
Never give up.
Boom, let's go.
We paved the way forward.
Okay, I'm loving the chain effect.
I'm more than ready.
Okay, the animation,
More than
alright.
ready. I no longer fear death.
Okay, yeah, that's sick, bro. That's sick.
Strength of an unwavering will. Now or never. Don't worry about me. This just never give up.
Hey, let's go.
Here, we paved the way forward.
Ooh, this is nice.
I'm more than ready. I no longer fear death. Now or never. Challenges are always what never give up. Never give up. Now or
Okay.
never. Challenges are always welcome. Now or never. Challenges. Strength of an unwavering will.
Okay. Nice.
This dispute is to be settled. Here,
Boom.
we paved the way forward.
Hey, nice.
Come on. It's not our style to stop now.
Oh, yo. The ending screen. Yo, the ending screen was clean. What the hell? Yo, what? Ooh, that was clean, bro. But yeah, there's also a new unit that came out, which is Nanami. So yeah, let's learn how she looks. Let's learn how she plays. So yeah, let's go. The new Nanami. Let's go.
To change destiny. To protect the ones I care about. Here comes Nanami.
Hey, Nanami. Oh, that's a cute entrance thing. Entrance screen. Alright, so tap red ores entered red ore combo, tap cast red ore combo 2 and gain straight starlight points. Alright.
Yeah.
Okay. Tap blue orb to enter blue orb combo, tap blue orb again and cast. Okay. Okay, seems simple enough. With red orb, blue orb, and when you marked with thunder flare mark. First phase of red orb gain shockwave and grant a rock ridge stance upon blocking. Okay. Alright. Actually, the second phase of red blue orb combo gains starlight points. Alright, how do you do that? The sword shield in hand and having at least 50 starlight points. Tapping the yellow orb transforms the weapon into a shield axe. Alright. Okay. Shield axe launching base attacks for starlight points and overload and deals lightning damage. Alright. Hey, nice, okay. Overload displayed there. Reaches 100 or more, pressing holding. Cast Meteoric Doom, dealing lightning damage. Damn, okay. Cast signature Starlight Slash, alright. Oh, damn. Oh, that's a nice salt. Your release a combined deal ignition damage bustable, alright. Some root cast Slarge, okay. Oh damn, that was okay. Wow, alright. That's sick. Aw, that's a cute ending screen. Aw. That's nice. But yeah, let's keep going. Let's go.
To protect the ones I care about. Here comes Nanami.
Oh, she changes the music as well. Damage output, okay. So tap red. Okay, so tap red, 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 red. Alright. Tap yellow, alright. And basic, 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 basic. Alright. And press and hold. And then tap sig. Alright. City's Team Sprintle's pretty simple enough. Alright. Okay, yeah, it definitely seems really simple. Thank God. Aw. Alright, time for the facto, grab boy. Oh boy.
Change destiny. To protect the ones I care about. Here comes Nanami.
Alright, twice. Press and hold.
Nowhere to run. Nowhere to run.
Alright. Tap sig, alright.
Nami's ultimate attack.
Okay, seems pretty simple. Yeah, it definitely seems simple enough. Alright. Okay, dope. Seems pretty fun, man. Thank God Nanami is simple. Especially after all of the previous units we got, which were super complex. Thank God. She's simple. But yeah, let's check out her coding.
To change
Let's go.
destiny, to protect the ones I care about. Here comes Nanami.
Aw, that's cute.
There's nowhere to run. Ha! Nanami's
Hey, let's go.
ultimate attack. Oh, something wrong with the parts? Nanami's ultimate attack.
Let's go. Okay.
Yeah! There's nowhere to run. Yeah! Nanami's ultimate attack.
Boom, let's go.
Nowhere to run. Nanami's ultimate
Boom.
attack.
Nice. Wait, I just want to try Nanami's combat rotation again. Just to be sure. I get it. Aw, that's a cute ending screen. Aw. Aw. That's cute. But yeah, I just want to try Nanami's combat cycle again. Just to be sure. Just to be completely sure. I get it. Just want to be completely sure. Well, yeah, let's go.
Destiny to protect the ones I care about. Here comes Nanami.
Nanami, yeah. Red, 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 red. Top yellow. Alright, yep. And then base. Okay, it's top. Okay. Okay, so it's top yellow. Okay. Yeah, yeah, okay. I get it. I get it. Oh, that's nice. Oh, this is nice, man. I like it. But yeah, I think with that said, all that's said and done, let's move on to the reason why we are here. Let's move on to the reason why we are here. Which is to pull for Nanami. Let's go. Let's pull for Nanami. Let's go. Let's start with the first pull. Boom. Come on. Boom. Ah, damn. Okay. Okay. Who we got? Hey, Noctis. Alright, pull number 2. Number 2. Boom. Boom. Come on. Come on. Alright, another one. Another one. Come on. Boom. Come on. Come on. Come on. Boom. Oh. Boom. Ah, man. Damn. Alright, last temple before pity. Come on. Boom. Really? Really? God damn it, man. 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 Frick, pity gang, god damn it. Really? Man.
Feels like forever since I was last here. I really miss this room, even though it's tiny.
Aw, she's so cute. Aw. But yeah, Ripper, bro, really? God damn it. Rip. But yeah. Alright, time to pull again. Boom. Really? Come on, please. Please! Please! Please win, please win, please, 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 please. Please, please, please. Yes! We won. Thank God. Thank God. That would have been painful as hell if we lost, bro. That would have been painful. Holy. But yeah, another one. Time for another pull, boys. Time for the cub. Come on. Really? Really? Alright, let's do singles. Conserve as many black cards as possible. Come on. Come on. Really? Come on. Please. Really? Man. Really, bro? Man. God damn it, really? Come on. Come on. Come on. Damn, really? Pity? God damn it. Pity gang again, boys. Damn, really not my day today in terms of luck, huh? Damn. But at least we got it. Oh, it's an anglerfish too, huh? Okay. But yeah, damn. Really ain't our day today, huh? Really is not our day today, eh? But yeah, at least we were lucky enough to get her weapon and her cub.
I love the new weapon! I'm going to use it to help you, Commandant.
Aww. But yeah, at least we were able to get her weapon and stuff. But yeah, thank God. But yeah. Let me just quickly buy out the shards real quick. Yes, please and thank you. Let me quickly do evolve you. Nice, double S.
Nanami is going to be the ultimate Cartman rider of the universe.
Okay.
Whoa! Check out these new moves and powers.
Oh damn! All right. Hey, nice. We did it! Yay! But yeah. Overall, man, just great stuff so far, dude. I love it. But yeah. Also enough to level. Oh, damn. Okay. One step closer to Triple S. Let's go. Oh, another step closer to Triple S as well for him. For Wanshi. Alright. Okay, let's go. But yeah, overall, man, just it's been fun, dude. Then damn. But yeah, I think with that said, this probably is enough lollygagging. But yeah, it's time to dive back into the Z story. So yeah, With that said, it's time to buckle up and buckle in and check out this story and continue this story for Shaper's Ripples. This main story. So, yeah. I can't wait to keep on going, man. So, let's do it. Let's go. Let's go. With with the sunken city. Alright, let's go. Inver Hetero Tower core level. Alright. Oh, Vonnegut. Okay. First time we've seen him this chapter. Alright. Vonnegut remains quiet, his eyes fixed on the doll that scrambles out of the rift and returns to the tower. Oh, her. Oh, shit. He opens his palm, feeling a tiny fruit thrumming with life. Time to face the reality. This is the final fruit. Its creation always takes a toll on your memory. And you've already witnessed what happens when there's no key. Did you already expect we'd fail again this time? Exactly, but if there's even one approach we haven't tried, I know you never agreed to let that commandant act as bait, right? Damn. This will affect your memory. It's your final fallback. The red tide outside is still surging, and forging that link is the only way to keep Cradle under control. If you manage to disrupt the Agent Zero, Cradle's original memory will take over. You've spoken with her before, so you know there's still a chance to reason with her memory. Even in the worst outcome, Lucia just has to use her key again to return again to the moment you first entered Constellia. Her key has reached its limit, nothing left to use. So have you. I can't handle her authority. It'll only send Agent Zero spiraling even more. Once those two see what happens, they won't hesitate to follow the route you set, even if it means betting their own lives. Damn. So, do you have another option? Chaos closes her eyes for a moment, then walks up to Vonnegut and accepts the gooey fruit. Yeah. It contains a fragment of chaos memory, throbbing in her hand like a warm, living heart. Why did it still have to end up like this? Aw. Damn. With a clash of combat echoing from the terminal, Darcy, Rose, and you make your way to the 3rd floor. Alright. Alright. As soon as you set foot on the floor, a shaken woman jumps out, gun raised at you. Don't move. Release Rose. Have you seriously fallen so far that you're using a young girl as hostage? Damn. No, Enough with your excuses. Before you can utter a calming word, a muzzle flash flares from her gun. Oh, damn. You dash over and knock the gun from her hand. The clang of metal on the floor echoing just as a bullet smashes an exhibit farther inside the gallery. You... Pin her down. Ouch! Ouch! Hold on, that's Yuko! Darcy, don't tell me... You actually led these people over just for a few cookies, even if you... We're not here to hurt you, we just want to team up with everyone and work together. Believe me, ask the person hiding in the corner to step forward too. Let go of me first, okay? Damn. A twin observation tower rocks back and forth as Darcy wraps up her account of what happened to Yuko and the young man standing behind her. Okay. That sums it up. On the guy behind Yuko, we'll just call him Barley. Poirier's had the worst luck. He's from a well-off family and only took this job to see what it's like. He joined our protest just for kicks, and look where that got him. Damn. The young man hesitates, looking like he wants to protest, but has no strength left to speak. Okay. Hey. The underground parking, yeah, it goes pretty far down, up to the 12th level, I think, but most of it's still being built and isn't done yet. She rubs her freshly injured wrist and notices a swelling bump forming. You mean it's totally flooded, so I guess that place is no-go. Any other way around? Damn. Right, so first, you happen to glance at Yuko's chest where a tiny froggy hangs. Oh? If Lucia's around, she'll immediately pick up on it. What are you staring at? Alright. It's nothing. Are there any other survivors nearby? Some employees are still hiding elsewhere. That leaves only those mercenaries, doesn't it? The red tide is still rising. Let's get to higher ground. What's the red tide? It's basically thick red sludge. Its concentration doesn't stay consistent. Whenever it comes in contact with water, it thins out. No matter what forms it takes, it's packed with viruses and can be deadly to humans. Hey Tartogius, welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, long time no see. For real. But yeah, we're back. We're some more Punishing Grey Raven. We just started the story, so yeah. We're back. Continuing where we left off with the story, but yeah. That sounds like a giant germ-ridden snot. Do you have to make it sound so gross? Yeah, nice. Yeah, hype for real. Fine. Besides that underground parking lot we were just talking about, have you noticed any other weird spots lately? This place is weird enough as it is. Apart from the blockade walls, you sometimes hit this unseen resistance. Like there's an ultra-clear rock-solid sheet of glass right in front of you. So there's something like this on the blockade wall as well, huh? Vonnegut's force field barrier? What? No, that's just my own guess. Well, you don't tell me you're actually investigators from the Umela Corporation? Why was this censored? Afraid not. But from the way you're throwing out those guesses, it looks like you know something. She leans down, scoops up the gun that was knocked aside, slips her finger through the trigger, and spins it around like it's nothing. Better let me keep that gun. Alright. He collapsed it over without hesitation. That was our final shot. I found this gun with just one bullet left inside. If you knew that, you really shouldn't have pulled the trigger so fast. Damn, alright. You're not gonna believe this, but I got all worked up and hit the trigger by mistake. Yeah, well... Yeah, it's good to see you say hello, Tartogius. But yeah, I hope you're having a good day so far, Tartogius. No, well, I hope you, got your deadline done soon. And, you know, do it well, Tartogius. I do. Okay, let's move out. We still have the energy to tackle these damn stairs. Not sure if my sister can manage it. Yeah. Damn. Shut up, I'm done listening to you. Damn. Darcy, it's normal to worry about your family. She's not really like that. She's really not like that. Hey, you guys. Before you get caught in a whirlwind of debate, just before you stop, you make your way to the floor-to-ceiling window along the third floor corridor and look down at the street. Alright. In the faint moonlight, the red tide shimmers with vivid shifting colors like the stare of the dead. Since arriving at the D7 Twin Observation Building, the water has risen by roughly half a meter and is already swallowing the steps. Distance. The red tide is held back by the disaster containment wall at the street's edge, with no sign of spilling through. So far hasn't spread beyond Constellia. Well, that means it won't be long before it floods the ground floor, consumes the whole district, and ensures no one makes it out alive. Focus on the distant disaster containment wall. Alright. Even during the Golden Era, putting up a disaster containment wall that could hold back the red tide in an art-centric district feels way too ahead of its time. This appears to be Vonnegut adding another layer of defense with a force field. Alright. Is that damned agent really worried about the red tide spilling over, or is there something else on his mind? How long will these force fields hold? Do they run underground, keeping out any red tide that might seep through the cracks after a collapse? The red tide, the golden age, Constellia. Every grim warning has come to life. Oh damn, that ain't good. Look at how these fishes stretch across the ground. It really can send the red tide into either the past or the future, and when you... She looks down, stays quiet for a few seconds, then goes on. When you were really badly hurt and everything went dark, did you see it too? Yeah, it's almost dreamlike. I think the sudden red tide in Puella Forest Park after that fight probably has the same root cause. It really did just spring up with that warning back then, and we never saw it coming. Like, we missed something obvious. True. Just like that conservation area. If this keeps up, are things going to get even worse? I'm not entirely sure. The world's basically over and you still tell me to rein it in? Give me a break. I turn around, ready to tell those three to hurry up and head for higher ground, but they're too busy arguing to notice anyone else. Damn. No, I'm just wondering, how you've got enough energy to keep talking? You haven't been sneaking food behind our backs, have you? Have you? So even a rich kid like you needs to worry about food or water, just like us. So it makes me think this whole apocalypse might be not be so bad after all. We're all about to die and you're still caught up in that? How about figuring out how to handle this mess instead? Damn. Can't be fixed. Your mind suddenly drifts back to the Verhetero Tower, where Lucia taps into his pyroath frame's power to find the traces Vonnegut never managed to erase, right at the heart of the red tide. Damn. This tower was originally her masterpiece, and my core is simply... Damn. Damn. That ancient form flickers in those scattered records. Whoever is speaking to remains a mystery. After Lee from Grey Raven altered the tower's core, it becomes almost impossible for her to get anywhere near it. She keeps reclaiming that's rightfully hers in her own way. Even if we try infiltrating, using the red tide, we can't match how fast she strikes back. If we let our guard down and she manages to unleash that era's in the records, Vonnegut bows his head and speaks in a voice that's strikingly clear. After all, she is the first Agent Zero, named by Dominic, who descended upon our time. Oh, damn. Cradle, Agent Zero, named by Dominic, another era, leaving countless unanswered questions in her wake. But after seeing her abilities firsthand, the claim that Cradle is Agent Zero feels much more believable. Wow. If that really is the case, then according to the scant clues in those incomplete records, the disaster she's set to unleash could be even more perilous than the red tide. It's so dire that even that overconfident agent who always seems to have the upper hand, admits there's no way to solve it. Just what could it be? With Babylonia's current firepower and preparations, can they truly face a calamity that even Vonnegut himself couldn't overcome? Oh, damn. It is too late. Amid these disjointed nightmares, you feel as though you heard the answer to this question before. In the dream, a small doll-like fusion creature kneels on the floor of the Inverhetero Tower, a trembling hand tracing the cracks again and again. So I really can't do anything after all. Her voice resonates like a collective sigh, as if many are speaking in unison. Well, why have I pushed myself to this point? Scarlet tears run down the doll's cheeks, falling into the crevices. Even in her panic, she keeps trying to mend those cracks, as if she could sew the Inverhetero Tower back together and stop its blood from spilling. Damn. But we're out of time. It's too late. Damn. We really are. In the dark times. Meanwhile, as Cradle warns, as long as she's under the tower's influence, she can't be killed for good. The free minds still linger, and Lucia has the upper hand in the fight. Even so, she's powerless against the creature that revives over and over in the Red Tide. Oh, damn. The two battle for hours, and by the night settles in, you find yourselves ushering in the new year to the creature's fading howls. Don't rush things. The Red Tide Underground still isn't ready. You can't head down there yet. Even if you decide to leave, I'll block your way, and the commander will be pinned down by a pack of useless rotten wood. The only path you can take is the one I've laid out, unless you're ready to make a choice, Lucia. Team up with me and kill Chaos. I told you, I won't let you or Vonnegut's people off the hook. Lucia grips her pyro katana and lunges again. Cradle quickly steps back several paces, her fingertips dancing across the strings. The music echoes like a moonlit lament, summoning the dead from within the Red Tide. I've seen memory-corrupting tricks like these 100 times over in the Inverhetero Tower. She swings her sword and shatters the haze of illusions before her, then charges straight at Cradle. Hey, let's go, okay. Guess those never-ending illusions are all part of your trick, huh? That's right, because the moment you laid eyes on that commandant's death, you gave away your biggest weakness, didn't you? Cradle ducks under the slash, using a street lamp as her springboard. She circles behind Lucia with effortless grace and murmurs in a teasing tone. But if I'm going to finish off that target, I've got to get past you first. That interference in the minds can easily pull off the same trick, assuming there's no mind connection. Damn. Lucia's blade immediately skewers the head that's still grinning. The gleam of her sword chases the falling form until it disintegrates into a surge of red. Damn. At that instant, the entire street shudders. Cracks split the pavement from the collapsed parking lot and race straight at Lucia's feet. She's about to jump clear of the collapses when she spots what's below. Everything beneath the torn ground, those structures underground, has already been swallowed by the Red Tide. Oh, damn. A perilous shortcut is right in front of Lucia. Cradle isn't back on her feet yet. If Lucia jumps into this Red Tide-formed abyss now, Cradle might just reach the Inverhetero Tower again. Damn. Commandant! She quickly explains that she's about to lose contact. I've managed to put Cradle out of commission for the moment. The entrance to the tower is probably beneath the surface, so I have to go down there before she comes back. Diving into the Red Tide will fry my terminal, but I promise I won't be gone long. Oh, damn. Be careful out there. I will. Hey, okay, let's go. But yeah, damn, things are looking real dire, man. Damn. But yeah, what a way to start off the story section of the stream, man. Like, wow. Things are getting real crazy, man. I'm not gonna lie, things are getting real crazy. But yeah, I'm loving it so far, man. Like, it really is starting to feel like a return to the whole dark dystopian type of vibe, you know? PGR originally had. That post-apocalyptic vibe. And I like it. This is really good, man. I like it. But yeah, overall, man, just great stuff. And I'll be back in a sec. Alright, man. Let's keep going. Let's see what's next. But yeah, I'm back. But yeah, let's keep going. Let's see what's next in store with the story. Let's go. The Ark of Decay. Let's go. The commandant will be pinned down by a pack of useless rotten wood. Rotten wood. You glance up at the folks' cradle labels rotten wood. They're all looking at each other, terrified. So any conclusions yet? There's no way we have one yet. I'm finding that corpse on the second floor was enough to freak anyone out. But seriously, that weird red-tide head creature or whatnot just showed up downstairs, and now there's one on the 7th floor as well? Damn. That person's back there looks like they've been dead for days. Hold on, isn't that the merc who sneaked in 3 nights ago to swipe our cookies? Oh, damn. Yeah, I was wondering why he hadn't shown up for days to see our stuff. So he's dead? Maybe the mercenaries turned on each other? My guess was the hetero creatures. The torn spot on his clothes slowly show rotting flesh. It's winter, so there's no way things would decay this fast. You seem pretty skilled. Are you a cop or something? I guess you could say that. So what's your real reason for being here? If you're lost, this is out of your way, isn't it? Well, you barely know who they are, so there's no guarantee you'll buy into any of your time travel talk. Damn. The bigger issue is even if you manage to spell it all out and tell them what's coming, you can't begin to guess what that might lead to. When everything went down, we ended up stuck in the subway tunnel after the train shut off. We've been hunting for an exit ever since. The subway, but isn't that way too far from here? Damn. I'm not really sure what's going on underground. My terminal's lost its signal. Before I knew it, I somehow wound up here. They glance at the body on the floor, then exchange wary looks before finally turning your gazes this way. You're a cop, so you're probably better investigating and taking the lead than any of us. What's our next move? Let's head for higher ground if we can. The red tide down there is dangerous. It's dangerous up there too. I even spotted some mercenaries who just died. Good, the fewer of them the better. Maybe that fancy custom robot took them out. What? When we first got stuck here, a high-end custom robot shows up to talk with Yoku. Right, it's been days since we've run into that invincible robot. Yoku, did she tell you anything? No, I've no idea. An invincible robot? She's kind of like... She's just a robot, you know. Some rich folks like to make them look like their favorite character. Sometimes they even do chores or act as bodyguards, but that's pretty much of it. Pretty much it. Oh, really? I recall you had one with you. Wasn't her name Lucia? She's impressive, able to handle just about anything and fight. Damn. Seriously, a robot that can take on anything, even those hetero creatures? Yuko has been lethargic all along. Suddenly looks up with wide eyes. She's not a robot. She's my partner. Wait, are you serious? Well, that getup she's wearing. It's obviously a custom paint job, right? Plus, it uses this year's hottest design trend. This year's hottest design trend? Yeah, but I've come across loads of those requests on freelance sites. I see. The World Government Association have already even said this frame is going to bring back the Golden Age's glory when they were designing its code, so Isla must have looked up some old data for inspiration. Oh, damn. Now, Robe, where's Miss Lucian now? She's downstairs taking care of the other hetero creatures and looking for an escape route. You just need to hold on a little longer. I'll handle whatever is upstairs. By the way, are you sure that robot hasn't gone nuts from infection? No, she's not the same as Chaos. There's no danger for her at all. Rose, didn't I say to stop mentioning that monster? You know Chaos? Don't worry, Rose. Go ahead, tell me. I can't exactly say I know her. She's using her words with caution. I only spot her dashing and chatting now and then. I did ask her name once. Anything else? Rose scans the crowd, nervously shaking her head. Only now does she realize they're all glaring at her with revulsion. Damn. Has Chaos done something terrible to them? Why do you all hate that name so much? That's a monster. I've actually seen someone's skin decay the instant they touched her. I mean, it's a creature after all. Yuku says that that monster is far dangerous than the occasional street creatures or those berserk work machines. Did you just get here? Then how do you already know its name? I heard Rose mention it when I got here, and I caught a glimpse of her, but I never had the chance to ask. Rose tilts her head to the side, like she's trying to recall whether she mentioned Chaos by name. Luckily, she doesn't ask any further. Aw. Alright. About that robot. Anyway, getting this news while restrained is a lucky break. Any idea where she is? Another set of hands would be a big help. Yuko, you're close with her. Got any leads? Yuko turns her head away. Turns her head away, or remains silent for a long moment. It's only when the building starts to shake again that she finally speaks, her face set in a cold expression. I don't know. Damn. You two aren't fighting, are you? Fight with a robot? Well, it's an advanced custom robot with personality data. It's bound to have its own quirks. Arguing with people isn't all that surprising, right? So what does this thing look like? Does it have a name? Name I've never heard Yuko bring it up. She glances over at Yuko, who still doesn't seem interested in discussing it. She's, young girl with black braided pigtails, wearing a green cloak. Oh, damn. Oh, shit. The glimmer of hope that just surfaced flickers out in an instant. Damn. You want to ask more questions, but you hold your tongue. You're not sure about her ties to Cradle, or if she's already planted the wrong ideas in those people's minds. Learning out that you know the truth wouldn't gain you any allies, even if you managed to explain everything. Failing to clarify would only stir up more complications. It's just you can't believe you almost let such a vital piece of information slip by unnoticed. Cradle clearly has the means to reach his city ahead of schedule, which is why Vonnegut put up the force field barriers. He's likely been in contact with these folks for quite some time. But since she calls them rotten wood, you're guessing they won't spill any important intel? Damn. Damn. Rotten wood is crazy, dude. It's crazy work. Just saying, Barley, who's been quiet this whole time, finally speaks up. You look like you know that monster pretty well. Hey, don't you think this is weird? This isn't the first time we run into those creepy, twisted hetero creatures. We ran into something like them a few days back. We still don't, right? We still don't know why they appear. Sure, they look scary, but they haven't actually attacked anyone. And didn't you say these bodies were taken out by those hetero creatures? But wasn't it the dead mercenary who struck at us first? No, they were just... I don't care how those things operate. I wouldn't get it anyway. I've got only one question. Why did everything go completely off the rails the second you appeared? Damn. Good question. Taking a sip of water. Do you understand why your squad failed the rescue simulation? You might say it's because your human nature is ugly. Nature is ugly. Fine. Think that if you want, but unless you grasp the real cause, you will repeat the same mistakes in actual combat. The tougher the conditions, the more people start mistrusting everything. The fear and suspicion will turn even would-be rescuers into threats in their eyes. Damn. So what's waiting at the far end of fear? Anger. It's a built-in survival instinct. Anyone can reach a breaking point under enough pressure. Calm them down first, and everything else will fall into place. Notice, you performed well this time. You'll be in charge of the next simulation test. Unknown threats, fear, anger. It's true. I've been so focused on the red tide infiltrating the golden age that I haven't explained anything yet. And that commander will be pinned down by a pack of useless rotten wood. Damn. So this is exactly what you had in mind, isn't it, Cradle? They really are just ordinary people. We shouldn't involve them in such complicated matters. Besides, messing with what's already happened could cause serious problems. While that idea isn't wrong, we shouldn't skip communicating with them either. Alright. With everyone looking at you uneasily, you let out a small sigh. You're just about to say, I really should explain a few things to everyone, when the twin observation tower suddenly starts shaking again. Damn, alright. This quake hits especially hard, causing the lights in the exhibition hall to flicker on and off. Hey, did you hear that? Guys hear that creepy noise? And then dark. Darcy's voice is shaking uncontrollably. We found out your secret. You're gonna shut us up for good, right? Oh, damn. How? Hang on, be careful. Those footsteps belong to the Heddo creatures. You can hear them on the upstairs. Tap, tap, tap. Sounds like they're on the 10th floor and coming down. Now, with the whole place shaking, you can pick up the rushing noise, like a wave about to crash. Quick, head upstairs now! But there's something freaky up there. The red tide below is even more dangerous. Stick with me. I'll take care of those creatures. Damn, alright. The red tide below is even... Okay. What makes you think we have to listen to you? I'm the only one who knows how this monster works. I'll fill you in once we're safe. Even though they're unsure, they push on through the darkness. Hold on. Inside the exhibition hall, the lights finally catch a break, once again illuminating everyone gathered. It's like every disaster is colliding at this exact moment, with Yuko's horrified look signaling that something terrible is about to unfold. Alright. Where's Rose? Where did she go? Damn. Could it be one of those Heddo creatures? She couldn't have gone far. Let's split up and find her. Hurry up, we're running out of time. Oh, damn. You don't think that monster called Chaos took Rose, do you? Alright. Seriously, we're half dead from hunger. How fast do you think we can move? Just make it to the stairs. Making it to the stairs has already wiped me out. Damn. Oh, that ain't good. This trust is slowly building. She yells this while splitting off from the others, combing every corner in search of Rose. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Oh, damn, bro. They're really letting this kid off to die, huh? They're really leaving this kid out to the wolves, huh? Forget that kid. Keep this up and we'll all end up dead. Plus, this might be some scheme to split us up. If splitting you up was my goal, I wouldn't have to try this hard. 3 minutes. If we don't find them by then, we'll regroup at the stairs. We're heading up together. Fuck, fine. I'll head down. I'll check downstairs. You guys search this for, and don't forget the bathroom. What about you? I'm going upstairs. Where could Rose have gone? What snatched her away? Why didn't she cry out? Did she not even get a chance to scream? Chaos. The name Rose mentioned, and a very familiar one at that. Your thoughts are racing as you dash up the stairs. The moment you reach the 8th floor, you spot a drop of vivid red blood at your feet, stark and glaring in the faint light. It's still fresh. You can't tell if it's Rose's, but at least it means whoever is hurt hasn't gotten far. You speed up, tracing the bloodstains deeper into the expensive silent hall. Each drop seems to fall closer to the next, as if warning you that you're closing in on what's really happening. At the end of the trail, you find a hairpin lying quietly in the corner. Rose's. A cold dread settles on your chest, as though you're plunged into ice. You tighten your grip on your gun and cautiously move toward the corner where that hairpin rests. Using the wall as a shield, you quickly pivot and take in whatever an enemy might be lurking. But in the gloom, Rose's body is suspended from the chandelier overhead in a grotesque pose. Oh shit, yo. Rose! Her head hangs low, the flesh on her face and neck is decayed, marked by 2 huge handprints. Like some hetero creature grabbed her by the neck and smothered her, and then... Oh shit, yo. A soft footstep pierces the stillness. You whirl around to find the figure who haunts your dreams lurking in the shadows. Oh, chaos, huh? She slowly looks up at the corpse hanging overhead, too stunned to move. Did you do this? Chaos gives a sad shake of her head. What are you doing here? She carefully holds out the small transparent box, revealing an apple-shaped fruit inside. This is for me? She nods. What's this? Just tell me. I know you can talk, Chaos. It's part of a hetero creature's memory. Why'd you give me this? Cradle's been itching to get your memories. If you go ahead and eat it, she might just end up swallowing both you and you together. Some like the cheese on a mousetrap. Damn. So what exactly does it do? She stays quiet as though she's asking, are you really prepared to face this ending? I'll decide whether to eat it or not, but you have to spell out what I stand to gain or lose. If it all goes according to plan, This fruit will fuse with Kratos, making separation almost impossible. That way, it can keep her in check and stop her from freely controlling the red tide. It's connected to the infrared tower, so it won't change even if time is reversed. Whatever happens, good or bad, sticks around, much like recovering old data, unless she manually wipes it out. But if you swallow this fruit, you're guaranteed to die. No human can survive taking in a hetero creature's memory like that. Damn, alright. You mentioned... People's memories are huge and take ages to digest. But if luck is on her side, she could spot this chat between us from the beginning. Then, before it's too late, she could extract the fruit and... In that case, we'd lose. There'd be no way to contain her anymore. Yeah, I'm alright. And sure, we're taking a gamble here. We've discussed so much, but you've forgotten it all. Do you really still believe in all this? But at least I remember you, and I know exactly who you are. Since you're telling me all this, you must be trying to stop the red tide, right? Damn. Hand it over. You walk up to Chaos. The moment you take the small box from her, there's a shrill scream erupts from at the exhibit hall entrance. What are you doing? I was starting to worry about how long you were taking to get here. That red tide has already flooded the 7th floor. What did you get from that monster? That thing, hold on, where did it go? Chaos is gone, leaving no trace behind. Where's Rose? Well, there's no time to say anything. Darcy spots Rose's body suspended in the air. You killed her? She was already... You took something from a monster and then killed her? Damn, alright. Just listen to me. There's no time to get the words out before someone else first slams in. Oh, damn. It's an almost automatic auto self-defense. In an instant, the attacker is already pinned to the floor. This jerk! Let me finish. When I got here, she's already... Ah! Starvation and fear drive him to the brink. Confronted by an unfathomable catastrophe and imminent death, his pent-up emotions erupt in a single furious impulse. He seizes the knife and turns it on you. Darcy, enough already! Oh, damn. Now they turn on each other. Blood sprays. Oh, shit. The blade doesn't catch you, locked in your own struggle, but sinks into Yuko's instead. I knew it. You really betrayed us. Those corpses, you're behind them too. Yuko doesn't deny it. She just clutches her side, wincing in pain as she staggers backward a few steps, then positions herself next to you and Barley. Darcy breaks down completely, crying out as she dashes frantically up the stairs. Oh, damn. This is messed up, dude. Wow. This is real messed up. Watch out! There are header creatures up there! Let's go! Go, I'm ready. Let me carry you. The red tide is about to surge in. Shut up, Barley. Stay behind me. I'll explain everything about corrosion and chaos later. But not now. Pinch to the ground. Barley nods with gritted teeth. Yuko stops resisting and allows herself to be carried on your back. Let's go. Yeah. The moment you lift Yuko onto your back, an agonized scream tears through the air from the stairway where Darcy is. It hurts so bad. Ah. Then there's just thought of someone rolling down the steps and vanishing into the red tide. Darcy! Come on, let's get the hell out of here. Of course you're getting the hell out. You two are nothing but monster-loving traitors. Traitors. He suddenly whips out a gun from out of nowhere, aims at you, then quickly tilts it downward, taking aim at the helpless Yuko. Damn. Go to hell! Suddenly, gunshots of a different caliber ring out all at once. Bullets rip through Barley's chest and back, and then he drops to the floor with blood streaming from his mouth, nose, and wounds. Who's there? A figure dressed in a mercenary's uniform quickly emerges from the darkness. It's me. I noticed he was about to attack you, so... Oh, Chico. Mercenary, what are you up to this time? We need to head upstairs right away. The red tide's almost here. No, just go. I'll keep this guy busy. Yuko presses a hand over her wound and forces herself upright, as though she's about to pour all her pent-up anger into the figure before her. And the mercenary just stands there, eyes fixed on Yuko, not moving an inch. Go, hurry! She staggers forward, almost collapsing at the mercenary's feet. Only then does the mercenary finally take off her protective mask. Yuko, it's me. Oh, Chico! Oh! Yuko, why are you all here? Oh, Chico! Hey! Bianca's former, squad mate. Okay. Damn, alright. Okay. Damn, okay. She finally appears. Okay, damn. Oh, so she's alive during the Golden Age, huh? That's interesting. Huh. Interesting. But yeah, man, this story is actually pretty dope so far. I like it. Really liking the story, man. But yeah. Just great stuff so far. But yeah, let's keep going. I'm getting a bit tired. But yeah, let's keep going. How can you transform into a butterfly? Alright, let's do it. Having dispatched the head of a creature in front of her, Chico carefully lowers Yuko, who has been on her back, and pauses for a quick breather. Damn, alright. We've got 14 more floors before we hit the highest observation deck. Let's take a quick break. Yuko's wound won't stop bleeding. She's checking Yuko's stomach wound, all the while keeping an ear out for any signs of trouble. Alright. Okay, let's take a break then. The further up we go, the more of those creatures we'll run into. Thanks for everything along the way, Chico. Nah, it's just a lot of reading. She raises her head in mild surprise when she hears that name. If you want to thank me, then first tell me what's going on here. You look like you've got more info than I do. Sure. You get a rundown of the Red Tide, the head of creatures, the punishing virus, and what's happening outside Constellia. They both listen carefully. It doesn't look like this disaster will blow over in a year or so. Yes. This is only the start of the crisis. So how come you know all this? And why are you calling me Chico instead of Kirishima? Oh, damn. If I said I've just returned from the future, would you buy it? I'm sure. I don't see any other explanation. You're really from the future? Does that mean you can still turn things around in Constellia and save us? The key is about to be broken. Get broken. I guess it maybe has 2 uses left. No, it might have only 1. I can't guarantee that. Since you've arrived here from the future, you must already know what our fate will be today, right? Yeah, neither of you will die here. In the future, both you and your sister will become constructs. It's actually still interesting to guess. Especially content. Become constructs. Yuko joins the support force while you join the purifying force. Not bad at all. So what happens after that? You rise to vice captain and earn everyone's trust. Then during one of your search operations, you're killed in action. Did my sacrifice give everyone else the opportunity they needed? You managed to hold off the catastrophe, save your friend, and with your help, we also got hands on some critical intel. Okay, looks like I'm about to make sure I pull through today. If I drop here, I won't be any use to anyone. Sis, you. Nothing surprising there. Mom is that way, and so am I. The instant I saw your wound, I got it. Those who are concerned often cling to sacrifice as their proudest virtue. Damn. What a morbid way. Underground level 6. Dense red tide floods the tunnel below, leaving Lucia nearly blind. With her senses dulled by the punishing virus's intense concentration, she follows her scouted route and presses forward through the rolling tide. Even with all these hurdles, a familiar red silhouette breaks through the tide with ease, surging straight at her with murderous resolve. Cradle! Lucia rips around, her blade erupting with a sharp clang that lingers in the air. Cradle staggers back, and in the blink of an eye, swings her scythe again with a scornful chuckle. Damn. Under the crimson surge, both blades clash and strain, vibrating until they unleash a shrill, prolonging ring. The clash reverberates and echoes, cycling over and over without pause. At last, the surging tide engulfs every piercing sound, turning them into a low, ominous roar. The fruit residue is finally wiped out. Now I'm done holding back. Oh, damn. The scythe skims the construct's cheek, its sharp gleam sparkling red glow in Lucia's eyes. Shedding fluid whips from the wound, stretched into a thin strand by her swift movement, then dissolves into the endless red tide. Out of the way! Thirst starts igniting in a brilliant blaze. Lucia narrows her eyes and slashes, breaking Cradle's tight offensive. The moment Cradle slips back in a flicker, Lucia surges forward to confront her head-on. Alright. Raising her blade high, she slices through the surging flow in a bright flash that illuminates everything around her. You're that eager to ditch your command and head back to the head tower on your own? Lucia stays silent. Her blade flashes like a fierce storm, tearing through the water bit by bit, only for it to surge back together as if mending a wound. Damn. The deeper she goes, the heavier the pressure of the red tide becomes. Cradle scatters when their blades clash, leaving behind a derisive laugh. When the enemy disappears again, Lucia adjusts her stance and dives even further down. But the red tide quickly swirls into a new human shape. The curved scythe once more poised right behind Lucia. You really think that commandant is safe just because I'm here? A savage surge of murderous intent tears through the construct's awareness. The device on its spine flares a bright warning red. Flames roar non-stop, propelling it away from the flow in a flash. Oh damn. This time, Cradle refrains from charging in. She flicks her wrist, sending her scythe into a sweeping arc while her body tilts backward under its weight. All the while, a radiant grin remains fixed on her lips. Come on, show me whether the blood you've wrung from the head of the tower can flow to every corner of Constellia. Damn. In the midst of her swift descent, Lucia abruptly stops. The katana materializes in her left hand, then she whirls around, bringing both blades up in front of her. Out of Cradle's features lie shrouded in darkness. A swirling crimson current wraps around the scythe's blade. just as the construct raised her blade. The humanoid head creature now hefts her weapon in the same manner. Bam. The attack reverberates through both blades, demolishing any defense with a resounding crash. Damn. The side's tip opens a new savage gash across Lucia's chest. The complex mechanical systems rupture in an instant, shards flying from her torso. Looks like today's the day you meet your end. Lucia grips her sword hilt firmly, her stare fixed on Kratos' face. Every clang and echo around them fades into the relentless roar of the red tide. Damn. Third floor, alright. You three forge ahead, your weapons rattling with every strike. You and Chico trade off the severely injured Yuko as you ascend the exhibit's stairs without pause. Damn. Okay. Hey, Celestial! Thanks for coming to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, well, it's fine, Celestial. But yeah, we've actually currently right in the thick of the story right now. Currently, as you can see, currently right in the thick of the story. But yeah, we actually did polls earlier as well for the new Nanami unit as well. So yeah, as you can probably see, we're currently in the thick of the story. So yeah. But yeah, we are back, Celestial. We're back to streaming. Yeah, nice, for real. We're almost at the top floor. The tide behind you rushes up the stairs in a flash, its roar thunderous. The red tide is closing in on the top floor too. Thanks, Celestial. It's good to be back, Celestial. A harsh roar echoes through the air as the building's front wall splits open, and a twisted giant claw wedges itself into the crack. A deafening roar tears through the air again as the hetero creatures lunge straight at Chico, who's still carrying the wounded Yuko on her back. Open fire. Bam. The creatures snarl in pain as they crash into the ground, then tumbles into the relentless red tide. But yeah, to summarize the story so far, because I know you weren't there for the last stream, I don't know if you saw the VOD for the last PGR stream, but have you seen it, Celestial? The VOD for the last PGR stream? Because, I just want to know, so just in case I've had to... okay. Okay, cool. Okay, Celestial, okay, cool. Alright, so to summarize, us, the Commandant, and Lucia are currently in the past, in the Golden Age. Currently. So we're back in the past, and back when the punishing virus first broke out, basically. And we're currently in Constellia as well. That big city with the big, with the city with all the awakened machines that was first found there. And all that stuff. That we seem to, pretty much, kind of, almost. There's a bit of a change here. So basically, we have I believe it was the key that they mentioned in the previous chapters, that we got a key. So basically, we're currently trying to fight off Cradle. Yes, that key, yes. So we currently basically time traveled back to the past. We basically time traveled back to the Golden Age. And we're trying to stop Cradle. From, bringing the red tide and the punching virus either into the future or the past. And she's basically, trying to end the world again. And we're currently technically right now working with Vonnegut, technically, because he's also trying to stop Cradle. Yeah, Yeah, sort of, yeah. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So we kind of followed her back to the past. And of course, we're also to the point of where we only have one more use of the key left. So yeah. We're technically working with Vonnegut through like the creature that hatched from the egg that was given to us by Lamia. You know, that creature called Chaos that hatched from the egg that Lamia gave us? Or was it, no, not the, or wait, not the egg, no. Yeah, that little creature, you know, little girl creature thing called Chaos. Her name is Chaos. We're technically working with her through Chaos as a sort of intermediary sort of thing. Currently aligned to stop Cradle. But yeah, and now we're meeting like previous characters, yeah. And now we're basically re-experiencing, you know, the Red Tide and stuff. And it's currently in a time loop, pretty much. But, also, what else is there? What else did I forget? Yeah. Yeah, the time loop, yeah. Especially when we have the key, at least. But, yeah. Because the key allows us to restart, you know, and go back to the beginning. Pretty much. But we only have one more restart, pretty much. Effectively, to restart, you know, history. Restart the timeline. And also, we're meeting, like, previous characters we've met before. Because right now, we're currently with Chico, who we met during the, Across the Ruined Sea chapter. Yeah, it is. It is limited, Celestial. Who we met during Across the Ruined Sea, who is basically Bianca's second in command in the Purifying Force. Yeah, previous characters, yeah. We're learning more about the past as well. Who is basically Bianca's second in command, yeah. Until things happen to her, at least. But yeah, currently dealing with the Red Tide that people have no idea what the Red Tide is because through technicality, the Red Tide didn't exist in the Golden Age yet when it broke out. When the Punishing Virus first broke out. So, you know. Through technicality, the Red Tide should not exist during this time period. But now it is. But now it does exist. So, you know. Kind of trying due to Cradle's interference. So, you know. Kind of trying to stop that. Well, he basically just told Chico and her sister. Yeah, it sucks for real. And we basically just told Chico and her sister that we're from the future. So, you know. And what happened, and what's their fate. And what were their fates as well. But yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, let's keep going. The creature snarl in pain as they crash to the ground, then tumbles into the relentless red tide. Stay close to me. Two shots echo across the field, sending the head of creatures in the way, toppling off to either side. The red tide swallows and dissolves its creation, steadily eating away at the skyscrapers. The route to safety climbs endlessly upward, with only the echo footsteps shaking the stairwell silence. Lift, aim, pull the trigger. As the shot rings out, another hetero creature vanishes in an instant. The relentless gunfire leaves their arms tingling with numbness, and you mentally track the dwindling ambo in the distance to freedom. The wall on the left side gives way in an instant, and a nimble monster pounces with its claws outstretched. Its massive jaws snap at the pistol in your hand, but you've already aimed at its throat, unleashing another round. Taking advantage of the forward rush, with nowhere left to run. The monster's neck collides with the shining blade. Oh, damn. Searing hot blood splatters across your faces as the creature's head detaches and tumbles free. Chico! Chico strides forward, kicking aside the headless corpse on her path. With one hand, she steadies the wounded person on her back, and with the other, she grabs your arm, hauling you clear of the surging red tide. Adrenaline spikes, powering your legs to drive upward in a swift kick. The exhaustion dissolves. You reload, aim, and pull the trigger. The bullet erupts from the chamber, tearing straight through the enemy's body. Another sip of water. Bullets rip overhead, monsters cry out in torment, and panic screams echo. Behind it all, whereas a blast so intense it feels like it split your head open. These sounds unite like into a sweeping pulse-pounding symphony, while the tower's windows silently reflect the desperate scramble of those racing for safety. We're nearly at the top floor. As soon as we get through the door on the top floor, we can make it into the viewing bridge. Oh yes, I also forgot to mention that we also met Rosa's mom, actually. We also met Rosa's mom, called Rose, when she was a little girl. Forgot to mention that. They were also able to meet Rosa's mom, aka Asimov's child assistant. The purple-haired little girl as well. But unfortunately she died, which shouldn't really happen. This isn't a promise of hope, it's the final countdown when there's nowhere left to run. What if the red tide rushes onto the observation bridge? Then what? Is there any higher ground left? Nope. If that's how things are, then what are we gonna do? Look down at the box Chaos just gave you, where a throbbing hetero creature's fruit is still alive. Oh, damn. If all goes according to plan, this fruit will fuse with her, making separation almost impossible. That way, I can keep her in check and stop her from freely controlling the red tide. Except, no human can survive taking in a hetero creature's memory like that. Are you really going to stake your life on this? The key is about to get broken. I guess it has maybe 2 uses left? No, it might only have 1. Behind you! You glance over your shoulder. Several monstrous hetero creatures clawing their way out of the surging red tide, all vying for the exit. Damn. The ambushing creatures unleashing piercing cries before tumbling back into the tide, one by one. Scrambling to dodge their attacks, Chico loses her footing and goes rolling down the steps. The red tide surges even closer, now just a step away, at the bottom of the stairs. Chico's leg twists at a grotesque angle, leaving her unable to stand on her own. Sensing death at her heels, Chico forces herself up. Acting purely on instinct, she raises her arms and hoists her younger sister to safety. No, I'll pull you up! She struggles to stand, fresh blood leaking from her indomitable wound with each attempt. Both of you, take my hand! Your heart is racing, and your voice quivers as you force the words out. Both help reach the distressed figure. A swarm of shadowy butterflies bursts out from behind them both. Defense. Damn. Glides gently across the churning water, settles near Yuko's ear, and conveys his master's command in a barely audible whisper. Oh shit. Then, as though it's threatening. Ah! The butterfly's proboscis drives right through Chico's shoulder, and her blood pours down in a thick pillar-like stream. Chico! You finally drag Chico up and guide her to the bridge entrance. At the same time, Yuko collapses on the steps, looking like she's ready to meet her end, as she watches the red butterflies. Damn. But the red butterflies ignore her and fly straight at you and Chico. If we don't move now, we'll never make it. Those words jolt Yuko awake. Clutching her wound, she struggles to stand. Another red butterfly's watchful gaze makes a desperate dash toward the exit at the topmost level. Together, the three of you step into the highest point, one that offers no way back. The night remains dark and oppressive. On the windless observation bridge, red butterflies swirl in the air, looming as close as the bloody red tide below. They make no move to launch a futile attack. Instead, they seem to linger on the bridge, observing what final stance the trio will take. In the end, you're back into a dead end, like there's no escaping from this grim fate. Damn. Dazed, it feels like you're already trapped in the endless Inver Hetero Tower, facing the same desperate chase and bloodshed. Yeah, I've been killed like this more times than I can remember. But the end of each tragedy, Lucia is always right there beside you. Over time, she goes from panic to calm, ready to take everything in stride. Damn. Then the moment finally arrives, and her face stays locked in a mix of grief and fury. Where is Lucia now? Did she get into the Inver Hetero Tower? Is there any way to roll back time before she stepped inside? If the tower's timeline is in sync with yours, then once you're pulled back in, does that mean Constellia will remain swallowed by this red tide for good? You try to distract yourself with scattered thoughts, but you can't shake off the darkest possibility. Will Lucia still be able to return? Without thinking, you clutch the fruit Chaos gave you. She warned you'd die for sure if you ate it, but there's still some chance it could rein in Cradle. I'm at my wit's end. Maybe I should just do it here. And Lucia, am I really leaving her to handle this all by herself again? Yuko! You hear her cry and see Yuko down on all fours at the bridge's edge, surrounded by swarms of butterflies that seem to hold her hostage. Stay back, I can't. She suddenly swallows the rest of her words, letting them spill out as tears. Easy, Yuko. They haven't gone after you yet. Don't provoke them. Speaking calmly, he clutches your dagger and inches closer. She trembles, gently shaking her head as her eyes dart between the two people standing in front of her. Get down! You fire a rapid series of shots to push back the butterflies around her, only for another swarm to surge in right away. Sensing your intent, the butterflies swarm over Yuko. In a single heartbeat of hesitation, one of them plunges in proboscis straight into her eye. Ah! Damn, oh shit. Stay calm, I'm coming closer. Overwhelmed by the agony, Yuko tears the butterfly from her face. Makes her hands start to rot almost instantly. Damn. Please, I'm begging you, just leave me behind. There's another level across the bridge. Let's hurry. The red tide is still rolling in, and the butterflies won't spare us. Don't give up now. You carve a path with your dagger and catch Yuko by the railing of the observation bridge. Hang on a little more. There might still be a chance. A chance? Lean on me. Halfway through her words, a sudden jolt of pain lances through her chest. Yuko grips a strange slender needle and plunges it into her own heart. I'm sorry. So sorry. Oh, damn. Do you understand why your squad failed the rescue simulation? Memories from the old days flash through your mind. Why? Cradle, that should be enough, right? Oh, shit. And that commander will be pinned down by a pack of useless rotten wood. Please, just let her go already. The butterflies on the bridge scatter all at once, as though echoing this last mournful cry. That line, so that's what it truly meant. I'm so sorry, so sorry. I'll give you my life if that's what it takes. Through her blurring vision, she reaches for the long needle again. Yuko! You. Blood rushes through from her torn lung into her mouth and nose, making it almost impossible to breathe. Damn. Sit down now, just focus on stopping that bleeding. You shove Shiko's arms aside and stagger toward the edge of the observation bridge, collapsing there as the red tide creeps dangerously close. Yeah, oh no, for real, Celestial. Yep, thank you, Fuzzy, for the redeem. Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Fuzzy. Hydrating now. Yep, thank you for the stretch as well. Yeah, stretching. Let's do a stretch. Yeah. It's not necessary. Right now, we're both cornered with nowhere left to turn. Yeah, Fuzzy. Yeah, for real, Celestial. Hey, Fuzzy, welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. The key is about to get broken. I guess it has maybe 2 uses left. No, it might only have 1. Yeah, agreed. It is getting really good, for real. Then, can't afford to waste it. We'll just have to gamble everything on this. You grit your teeth against the searing pain, dig out the fruit from your pocket, and force it down with the taste of blood still on your tongue. Then you set your sights on the crimson torrent before you. In one swift motion, you hurl yourself forward. Oh, damn. You can't tell how long passes, but the thunderous crash of the red tide slowly fades. Glancing upward, you notice snowflakes drifting down from above. Oh, damn. No matter how you try to move, you can't feel the shape of your own body. It's as if your consciousness is floating in water, becoming one with it. Oh, damn. You drift like this for what feels like an eternity, and your scattered senses slowly converge. Now you're able to receive information, allowing you to sketch out the scene before you. Damn. It's January 2nd, 2161, the 3rd day since you arrived in Constellia. Chaos stands at a distance, using the fruit she planted to hold back Kratos' abilities. Kratos, perplexed, keeps checking herself, struggling to understand why the red tide has faded. It really has. Damn. Oh boy. Staggering footsteps approach the twin observation building, come to a halt in the street, then kneel down in place. Yeah, wow, for real, Celestial. She lifts a torn jacket from the red tide. It's Lucia. Commandant. Her voice quivers and her fingertips tremble. Oh, and Live 2D, okay. Is this all that's left for us? Damn. Am I making her show that expression again? Am I dumping all of this on her to deal with by herself again? Yeah, Lucia for real, Celestial. Is this the only option we have left? Amid the heart-rending cries, a single flash of clear crimson slips quietly into the butterfly's procession. Alright. Miracles and Dawn remain just out of reach. Damn. Shaper's Ripples. By me. Oh, damn. So that's the end, huh? Oh, is she? Yo? Okay. Oh, the animation again. Okay. Aw, dude, that's such a sick animation, man. I love that animation. Aw, dude, that's such a sick transition animation, dude. Wow. Yeah, for real, Celestial. It's nice for real. But yeah, damn, what a way to end that for real. Oh, and the detail of the butterfly as well. Oh, the crimson butterfly. Damn. Okay. Yeah, for real. She just can't stop being a troublemaker for real, Celestial. Can't stop for real. But yeah. Just damn. This is just getting real crazy, man. But yeah, man, there's just great stuff all around so far, man. But yeah, I think what I said, let's keep going. Let me just grab a quick sip of water. Well, let's keep going. Record descend. Alright, let's go. On that day, humanity once more stands at a crossroads that leads to its ultimate end. Alright. The moment Gestalt's data wall opens, the hall plunges into darkness. Only crimson warning lights frantically flash across the screen. The entire Babylonian begins to shake and sink with the Gestalt's tremors. Violent crimson lightning cackles under the alloy shell as the punishing virus seeps out. Oh, damn. These punishing viruses contract inward, forming a Torkev about the size of a human eye. That is the core of that corrupting mimetic. Ah, Ishmael, huh? Ah, so she's here, huh? It was always gonna come to this, wasn't it? This time begins on December 20th, 2160, and there are only 5 days left until December 20th of this year, aren't there? Just as the Tokarev gazes upon Ishmael, also staring at Tokarev that has been in prison for over 30 years. She sees the future of Tokarev. Covered by a twisted persona, she reclaims the mantle of Agent Zero. Oh, damn. In a bid to regain her full capability, she's taken by Celine, who wields a matching power. Only to be separated again during the battle at Hetero Tower. As long as the punishing virus endures, Tokarev's authority will remain, forcing her to be both controlled and embraced. Ultimately, she transfers to the next suitable host capable of accepting her. Damn. We've acquired Agent Zero's authority, integrating it with current permissions. Access check in progress. Permission check complete. Oh, damn. She finally remembers everything. She finally recalls that she once had the same authority as Agent Zero, the same origin, the same record logs. Data sync in progress, and updating her memory. Selecting calibration node. Commencing descent. This node's record differs significantly from what this world has developed. Continue with the sync. Confirm. Establishing connection. Starting synchronization. On December 25th, 2197, arrive at the Zero Point Energy Extraction Center. Operation successful. Mission: gather all data from the target civilization and retrieve the gate. Detect the most advanced technology of the civilization. A time travel capsule and designate it as a top priority target. Oh, damn, the art. Damn, man. How can a time travel capsule? Adaptation successful. Release the contamination meme. Successful. Synchronizing with the next node record. Infiltration and spread now encompasses 10.97% of city's population. Leading mind in human scientific research has perished because of it, and humans dismiss it as a mere accident. Let's head to the auditorium, Dominic. You're next on stage. What's wrong? Am I truly fit to be the chief technology officer of the Science Council? You're his only student. You've made remarkable strides for someone so young. We all see your potential. Believe in yourself. Professor, so you're heading out next, aren't you? I'm old now. It's time I left the next steps to you and the others of your generation. Dominic stands in the dreary rain, mulling over the phrase young people for what feels like ages. How's Nemo doing lately? I remember back when we were in school together a few years ago, he had pretty decent grades. Hearing her son's name, the professor lets out a weary sigh. Since that incident, he lost all enthusiasm for research. No matter how others try to persuade him, he won't listen. Last month, he went to the countryside, found a local hospital, and began practicing as a psychiatrist. Damn, alright. Sounds nice. Come on, if we wait any longer, we'll be late. Humanity discovers the heteromer crystal. Hey, take a look at this. If you scan it, what did you say it's a crystal? Where did you find it? There's all the coarse components. At first, I figured it was just dust. But recently, there's more of it showing up, and it really looks like some kind of crystal now. Damn. Gathered it up and delivered it to the Science Council. Let Dominic figure out what we're dealing with. The human science leader begins studying the heteromer crystal. The human science leader is using time travel capsule to accelerate the research. These crystals keep getting bigger, and they're clearly visible now. If you miss even one during cleanup, things could get bad fast. Damn. The first people infected are labeled as mentally ill by humanity. This contamination makes them launch interference whenever they spot a high-priority target, helping it spread faster and collect intel. The incubation period is almost up. Thanks to its nature, it's bound to show itself once conflict breaks out. Humanity's leaders makes a major breakthrough. As soon as he steps into the time travel capsule, these crystals show up, and they even corrode the parts that go with it. Time travel capsule's parts are tough enough to make as it is, if things keep going like this. Don't be so down. I believe Dominic will get to the bottom of this. The world government believes Dominic too. They're already working on the replacement parts. Hey, did you hear? Rumor has it all these riots popping up worldwide might be tied to these crystals. People have been using the time travel capsules a lot more often to gather intel, which in turn boosts the amounts of these heterochromatic crystals each time they find fire one up. The single activation heteromer crystal multiplier keeps climbing, now at 71.23%. Single activation heteromer crystal multiplier keeps climbing, now at 84.94%. Now at 95.15%. Humanity never forgets that day. Mysterious crystals of unknown origin almost envelop the entire time travel capsule, even trapping the user inside. Damn. Why are you just standing there? Save her now! The harder people try to remove these crystals, the more subtle contamination seeps in. The more people try to go back in time to find the truth, the deeper they get pulled in. Until that final activation. A massive tower appears, devouring the building where the time travel capsule is kept. Everyone around is gone without a trace. Yeah, agreed. It isn't very good, Celestial. That ain't very good for real. No one can scrape off the heteromer crystals that fuse with the capsule. Together, they form an ever-growing Babel Tower. Oh, damn. Humanity now knows the complete truth and calls this crystal Chaos, the Chaos Contamination. Access conflict detected. Record update failed. Please confirm access to the Hero Tower core. Oh, damn. Conflict? She sets the conflict aside for now, emerging from the massive records and carefully mulling over this name she just saw. Chaos. Punishment virus, chaos contamination. When did I forget about all these? Oh yes, I also forgot. I love this new feature as well. This new feature that was introduced now here as well. That you could click the underlined one as well to get more info. Alright. It's such a cool feature, man. Yep, just hydrated for real. Thanks, Tortogius. Yep. Yep, thanks, Tortogius. Bye, Tortogius. Good luck with your deadline. And have a good sleep, Tortogius. Cradle tilts her head back, her bewitching eyes fixed on that vast night sky. Then she shuts her eyes and retraces the tale from its final chapter all the way to its first. I'm waiting for you to wake up. Is it the moment when it takes form of Cradle to rise from the red tide? Oh, cherish. No, make the most of everything I've gained from you. From calming the sound of the tide of the planet. For that lives can bear the greater fruits. So the next time, we and you can meet under better conditions. Or is the moment her data takes over everything and you find yourself truly excited about this new purpose? I want to discover more stories. I want to understand civilizations, societies, humanity. The stories of humans are more important than humans themselves. So I sincerely hope you'll leave more stories behind. Even if she has lost sight of her original goal, her instincts still brim with joy whenever she reads these stories, so... Damn. Go forth, expand and seize, just like what other civilizations did when they developed. Go absorb everything that can enrich us. Shit. Seek out a homeland that can nurture our civilization. She's guided by instinct, finding a similar purpose and longing. But why does she feel this desire? Why is there a sense of joy? These emotions aren't really hers. It's almost as if Agent Zero. Why call it contamination mimetic? Has it taken on a human form before? It's okay. This I'll know soon enough. After regaining the authority of Agent Zero, under the cloak of night, taking advantage of the sudden invasion of the hetero creatures. Okay. She slips through the clean zone, no longer clean after Celine and Agent Zero's defilement, and quietly enters the hetero tower. Damn. The guardian who once watched over this place has vanished without a sound. She sees no need to greet someone who is already bound to the gate, nor does she feel compelled to care for a future still dormant to miracles. Oh, damn. For the very first time in her life, Cradle feels truly at home. Like a child returning to a long-lost haven, she settles back into the warmth meant solely for her. Agent Zero. Looks like the answer I've been looking for is right here, and the one who robbed me of my memories is here too. Cradle glances around the hetero tower, casually talking to this place she calls home, as if she's alone with her thoughts. So is this the moment when someone's supposed to say, "Welcome back"? The core of the tower glows with a vivid blue light, but all it offers is silence. She moves in closer, then closer still, compelled by the desire with her objective just within reach. The moment Cradle assumes the tower's core, it's permitting her every action and reaches out to touch it. Alright. Okay. A sudden flash of light streaks across, devouring the hetero creature, Cradle's fingertips. Crimson radiance pours over her wide, terrified eyes, breaking down the barrier of curiosity bit by bit, and laying bare her rawest fear. Is the hetero tower's core erasing me? Since there are established rules and we know the language that powers them, overriding the tower's core logic can be fundamentally change the way it functions. Hey, Lee, flashback! By shifting form, release and activate to absorb and obliterate, the region once exposed to the tower's influence will be cleansed by any sign of the punishing virus. This time, it's your turn to be used. In that moment, fear stirs the memories long distant in her mind. Snapped awake, Cradle stumbles back as though the stern young man still hovers at the edge of her vision. Hey, I remember now. This marks the start of the story. This is where everything begins. A young man knocks on the door of Gateway, rewriting the hetero tower's core logic. His timing coincides with the Agent Zero's, making a long journey from her own future, determined to invade this world's hetero tower. Oh, damn. The outcome is obvious. With the core altered, the gravely wounded patient is robbed at every chance of recovery. The world is already dominated by the punishing virus. There's nowhere for chaos contamination to spread. Humanity has even branded the tower as Inver Hetero and is no longer her loyal child. She lost her throne, her memories torn away by the endless blue, leaving her to wander adrift and sink beneath the red tide. She remains still until her consciousness fuses with Cradle, slipping into a deep sleep. Oh damn, alright. Now that Cradle's regained control of the hetero tower, she stands for her child once again. Damn, alright. Even though this child has been written, and still watches in silence with its bright blue eyes. Alright. So, what comes next? Cradle takes a moment to think, abruptly stops, then shifts aside and quickly hides herself. Alright. Right in front of the Hetero Tower's core, the Dark Agent stops in his tracks. The brilliant light also identifies him as an intruder, but it can't simply consume or erase him with the same method. Whenever a burst of light streaks by Vonnegut, a faint dark and blue light neatly neutralizes the attack. Okay. Damn, alright. A finely tuned force field fits around the agent like a glove. There's something strangely familiar about it. As if she's seen it somewhere before, but where? Oh, damn. Trado tries to get a clearer look at these barriers and peeks out, but Vonnegut's eyes instantly lock onto her hiding place. Damn. Hey! The silent stand-up comes to an abrupt end when Cradle beats a quick retreat. Fully aware that sticking around won't do her any good. Fair. Damn, alright. Armed with Agent Zero's clearance, Cradle moves unhindered throughout the Hetero Tower. Meanwhile, the agent clearly on guard stays put on the tower's central zone, keeping a close watch on her. That means if she tries to seize control of the core again or keeps syncing data to learn more about that feature, she's bound to collide with him once more. Damn, alright. He isn't influenced by the blue core, but if Cradle goes near it, she'll be wiped out. Alright, let's give this plan a shot. Muttering to herself, Cradle stays at a distance from the core. Looks like I found the rabbit hole. I'm not sure who left us behind on the trip to another area, but since I found it, I'll make good use of it. A scythe lifts from her hand, its blade aimed at the quietly seeping crimson fissure. You're not going to object if I open a bigger portal here and bring in some backup, are you? A surge of red light tears across the tower wall shaped by the punching virus, sending shards skimming across the regret in Cradle's gaze. A few pulses of crimson. The battered wall finally overflows with the watery sheen, while the red tide, like a newborn just opening its eyes, begins to stir. They flow, spilling into the depths and forming a shimmering crimson stream. Damn, alright. Reborn here. Cradle plunges her hands into the red tide, shaping it into a new pathway. My old friends. Damn, that ain't good. Initially, smaller hetero creature shows up. Oh, the music as well, man. God damn, the music's going crazy. It barely sets foot on the core's area edge before a sudden burst of light erases it completely. Then come 2, then 3, then 4. Under Cradle's watchful eyes, they rush toward the Hetero Tower's core in succession. If these fallen bodies can't carve a path, they all disappear at once in the tower's radiant glow. Switch to a new formation. Go. As always, the light intensifies. The leading hetero creature is the first to utter a tortured wail, and that wail becomes a clarion call, marking the true beginning of their advance. Agreed, Celestial, agreed. Once again, they shuffle into a new formation. The charging hetero creatures dissolve under the bright light. As the first hetero creature's body fades, the rest is to use its remains as a makeshift shield and push closer to the seemingly unstoppable blue. One after another, they disintegrate, die, and then reappear, racing through the fading heat of their fallen to reach the source. I see. Cradle tenses, then eases up, satisfaction glimmering in her eyes. as though her curiosity has been completely indulged. Alright. She plunges her fingers into the hetero creatures he's holding, fully feeling the red tide engulf her. This should work. If I just boost the red tide and churn out a few more of these creatures, should be able to reach the hetero tower's core. Alright. You're not going to stop me, Vaughn, again? Agreed, it is an intense story for real, Fuzzy. Vonnegut stands at a distance, ignoring the hetero creatures around him. His eyes never leaving the core or cradle. Agent Zero? Exactly. Thanks for initial intel from Lethos. After gaining Agent Zero's authority, I've started to remember things, at least part of it. This hetero tower is my creation, and also where it came into existence. So you want to reach this core by doing this? Yeah, it's a bit of a hassle, but all it takes is a small sacrifice. A small sacrifice. Vonnegut's brow grows tighter and tighter. Right, it's just some hetero creatures. This is my solution, but who exactly are you, and how do you as an agent manage to get the core's corruption at bay? Damn. Oh, so why are you so knowledgeable about the hetero tower? Keeping quiet isn't exactly polite by human standards. Besides, your story intrigues me. Alright, so can I count on you to keep watching from the sidelines like this? I'm getting my core back, no matter what. Vonnegut snorts in disdain and strikes with lethal force. Well, looks like that line really struck a nerve. He offers no response, his gaze fixed intently on the crater. Okay. The girl lets out a sigh as her set hangs by her side, its polished surface reflecting her opponent's figure. Looks like this is your answer. Well, I have to say, it's just as I expected. Damn. Damn, that was intense, bro. Wow. That was intense as hell, man. Damn. God damn. What a way to open up a new section, man. But yeah, overall, man, just great stuff all around, dude. Wow. Oh, damn. But, yeah. I think with that said, let's try to keep it going. Let's keep trucking. Yeah, it is good stuff for real, Fuzzy. Good stuff for real. But yeah, let's try to keep trucking. Rotting wood, 310, let's go. Resting data resynchronization. Searching for records related to force field. Success. Partial data corruption detected. Proceed with synchronization from this point anyway? Confirm. Time 21. No 201 log. Humans develop portable force field devices capable of preventing chaos contamination from spreading. Due to multiple uses of hetero tower time rewind, the tower continued to expand. Due to manufacturing costs, humans were unable to mass produce force field devices, can only distribute them to a selected few. As a result, the human leader assembled a 12-member Vanguard team to explore the interior of the hetero tower. A Vanguard team equipped with force field devices entered the tower for the first time. Unable to detect their specific plans and results for the chaos contamination. The Vanguard team equipped with force field devices entered the tower for the second time. Unable to detect their specific plans and results of the chaos contamination. Log data corrupted. Log data corrupted. Human Vanguard team. Due to the force fields, unable to detect human plans. On judgment error. Human leader Dominic has been aware of my existence. Log update. My is an incorrect designation. Runtime error. Self-diagnosis detected. Log data corrupted. Log data corrupted. Log update. Human leader Dominic became aware of my existence and named it Agent Zero. They continue to advance and explore. Human leader has altered the Vanguard team's operational directives, assigning me as their highest priority target. A futile action. Yet the human leader continues to update the data on me, and through iterations, their force field can now shield an entire area. Damn. Damn, alright. I cannot ascertain how he achieved all this. I feel agitated. Must concentrate computing power to detect their activities behind the force fields and cease observation of all Vanguard team members except Dominic. Dominic is the primary threat I must deal with. The rest are nothing but rotten wood on a lush green mountain. Damn. That again, huh? Phrase again. Christmas Eve. Fresh from another confrontation with Vonnegut, Agent Zero steps into the Golden Age through a rift in the Hetero Tower, processing the node records from her narrow victory. Damn. Amidst the tower and Golden Forest, Kratos forgoes flight to stand upon the ground, overlooking everything from her elevated position. This man-made marvel stretches vast and grand, its glory and brilliance weaving between glass towers so magnificent they could steal the very light from the sky. The Golden Age. On December 25th, 2197, she descended into an era even more prosperous than this. Through the storm? Yeah, for real. What a way to spend Christmas for real, Celestial. Through the storm brought by the chaos contamination, she witnessed that era's decay yet. She herself was also a part of it. Why did she fail in the end? The records remain incomplete. She only remembers confronting the human leader with all her might, hurling Dominic into the fog before the Vanguard team could complete their final operation. Crossing through the gateway from Mother Earth, Hetero Tower stood without a key, or a higher dimensional receiver would be inevitably result in falling into the fog with no hope of ever escaping. She remembers how the Vanguard team, after losing their leader, suffered a crushing defeat. Not a single soul survived. She has no idea how Dominic managed to escape the fog and arrived in this era. However, capable as he might be, he was fundamentally human. It was impossible to emerge unscathed from the fog, let alone return to his era. The subsequent decay was likely unrelated to Dominic. Oh, damn. Then why did I fail back then? The opulent buildings offer no answers to her questions, nor do the service robots provide the response she seeks. Sparse pedestrians cross the streets, their figures reflected in Cradle's eyes. This place feels overwhelmingly empty, with not a single worthy hero to be found. All her eyes catch is nothing but rotten wood. Damn. She wanders through the glittering brilliance, occasionally slipping underground to prepare for the convergence of the red tide. That very afternoon, with the sunset taking its time to arrive, she catches the sound of a soft, relaxed melody resonating from deep within an alleyway. Damn, alright. And the flowers bloom and gleam sweet. Twine. Not a clover of wonder, but a butterfly's dance. In the great tree, a puppy frolics free. Not a clover of wonder, but a drowsy grandpa. It's an adorable nursery rhyme, a song about the quest for a four-leaf clover of wonder that could bring back homeland. Yet the singer's voice is laden with regret. Before the harvest truly begins, she might as well go witness the story of this place. Oh, damn. The cradle within her body is drawn to the song of regret. She approaches with a gentle smile and offers a greeting. Damn. Hello, would you tell me about this era in your story? Huh? The melancholic song comes to an abrupt stop. Their first encounter wasn't exactly smooth, but with nothing else to do while trapped here, they begin to talk. Cradle has provided her with protection and guidance, keeping her safe with uncorrupted machines and mercenary harassment, while also revealing many secrets, one of the genuine truths. To her. Oh, damn. Yeah, agreed. They all look so nice for real, Fuzzy. Agreed. Cradle told Yuko that she came here from the future. And also told her that she was searching for the reason behind her previous failure. Cradle doesn't mind sharing secrets with someone so insignificant. These words are far too obscure for Yuko to comprehend. Even if she learned the truths of the universe, she would simply laugh them off as jokes. For this young woman with lucent hair, food and protection are the only real reason she sticks around and it shows any closeness. Yeah, for real, Celestial, for real. Agreed, Celestial. Agreed. We've known each other for several days already. Would you share your story with me now? It's nothing interesting. You should go ask the real heroes of this era instead. You've already heard these stories. Just think of this as a way to pass the time. Damn. Yuko lets out a sigh and settles to the bench. Her callous fingers cracking open a can of beer. Damn. Fine, consider this payment for the beer. She raises her can in a mock toast to the cradle, and as her gaze shifts to the empty streets, she begins to tell what she calls an ordinary story. Remember my sister Chico that I always talk about? Naturally. Truth is, she's not my biological sister. My mother passed away when I was 7, and my old man remarried his cousin just days after. Oh, damn. Because of their relation to each other, they only had a ceremony without legally registering the marriage. Bro, what? After the wedding, I met Chico for the first time. My stepmother's child from her previous marriage. Oh, damn, okay. Hello, Yuko Kirishima. Nice to meet you, Miss Chico Kirishima. Little did Yuko expect that her stepmother, a woman appearing so gentle and kind, had a daughter who seemed like a typical school delinquent. Since we're family now, there's no need to be so formal. You can just call her Chico or Sis. Chico? Yet facing her new little sister, the supposed delinquent 7 years older bashfully averted her gaze. Before finally reaching out to take Yuko's hand under her mother's urgent gaze. Let's take care of each other from now on, Yuko. She only looked like a delinquent, when in reality she wasn't one at all. That was what Yuko thought back then. Aw. After the remarriage, both her father and stepmother remained busy with their own lives. The stereotypical stepmother's abuse she had feared never came, but neither did any love. In an empty house, her only company was her older sister, another person left behind at home just like her. How long are you going to stand out there? Come in if you want to. But you're still doing your homework. It's fine, just don't make too much noise. Can you use your terminal to draw, Chico? Aw. I'm using it right now, so I can only let you borrow the old one for now. Okay, thanks, Chico. Is this a birthday gift for me? Go ahead, open it. Ah, it's the puppy I drew before. Aw. I saw a drawing when I was using the terminal earlier. I thought it was really cute, so I found a way to turn it into a plush toy for you. If I remember correctly, you've always been fond of these kind of things. Yes, thanks, Chico. The love she never received from her parents, she found it in her sister instead. Damn, alright. Aww. Her birthday became the most anticipated day of the year, and what was once unbearable daily life now passed like fleeting moments. 5 years ago, gone in the blink of an eye. And then the rough days began. Shortly after Yuko's 12th birthday, her father invested their family's years of savings into his French project, only to fall victim to a scam and lose everything. Oh, damn. After days of running around to report the fraud, her stepmother and father suffered a car accident. The woman was left paralyzed except for her left arm, while her father was also permanently disabled. Damn, that's... Oh, damn, that's hard, man. That sucks. God damn. Damn. And the money taken vanished without a trace, along with his so-called friend. It became dissonant notes in the air in an era of prosperity, no longer able to harmonize with the theme of the Golden Age. Fortunately, even as discordant notes in this prosperous era, they still found shelter under its protective embrace. Healthcare, education, food, shelter were all were guaranteed to every law-abiding citizen by the world government's regulations on minimum living standards, ensuring that even in times of disaster, her family wouldn't be left homeless. Aw, that's a nice law. Damn, that's a nice law. Aw. With their family circumstances promptly updated in their school's records, free accommodation and meals were made available to both of them. Such was the blessing of this prosperous era. No matter how hard or fast you fell, there was always something to catch you. Okay. Thank goodness for the welfare support we have now. In my grandmother's generation, a situation like this would have left us with no choice but to end it all. Lying feebly on her bed, the woman let out a sigh as she gazed at the now emptier room. At least it won't affect you two, Chico, Yuko. Just focus on your studies. Don't let me hold you back. Let us hold you back? If you hadn't been such a fool falling for that scam. That's enough. Chico, please, no more. Everyone makes mistakes. If only I had been more careful that night, we might have had a chance to make things right. You two should move out. Go out to school dormitory. Our family is not qualified for free boarding and meals there. What about you? You can barely move. Your father will take care of me. Don't worry about it. Aw. That man take care of you. Let's go to Grandma's, even if she's still angry that you're married. That you married. Your grandmother passed away. Oh, damn. I tried contacting her the other day. That's when I found out. She passed away half a year ago. Damn. Leave this place, Chico. Take good care of your little sister. She's innocent in all this. You both are. Get as far away from here as you can. Don't let this family drag you down. Clank. Another beer hits the ground with a crisp clang. Despite her worries, my sister couldn't argue with Mother. She had to continue her education. Only with a job she can afford a new house and get Mother her a mobility assistance robot. Aw. The adults in our family had already strayed from a normal life. If she followed their path, we'd both be stuck in that cold, damn house forever. But my old man didn't care about any of that. Unable to accept his failure, he turned to gambling, spending his days dreaming of becoming an overnight millionaire and achieving great success. Damn. Every time his school semester ended and we got back home, Chico and I would try to convince him to get himself back on track. But what we got in return was his frustration boiling over into violence. And after a few months, he even sold a medical wheelchair that the world government had provided for Mother on the back market. Oh, damn. That's fucked. Those dark days dragged on for another 2 years. Then Chico finally graduated and planned to start her own life. It was her only chance to take Mother away from here, but Mother said, Chico, I won't be going with you. The public dormitory is too crowded for someone like me who can barely move. There's nothing good for me to be in that kind of place. You'll have to work, and you won't be able to take care of me. I'll only become a burden to you. Just let me stay here, no matter what. It's a roof over my head, and Nico will still be here to help me. Back then, I wanted to ask Chico to either stay or take me with her, but how could she? At just 21 years old, possibly support 2 people. That's right, I was a burden, and Mother thought she was a burden too. As burdens, all we could do was watch her leave. Damn. Cradle waits for the story to continue, falling into deep contemplation amid the silence. The red tide now creeps toward Constellia, its surging echoes murmuring in her ears, whispers of duty and obligation, whispers of Agent Zero's mission. She shouldn't linger here any longer, nor should she continue listening to the spiraling tale of despair that offers no light at its end. Damn. Alright. Yuko, the woman before her, shows no curiosity towards many of life's questions. In her own words, with the pressure of life weighing down on her, she's already struggling with her might just to keep breathing. Damn. She often despises her own powerlessness, hates it so much that she yearns for death. Yet here she sits, perfectly composed. Cracking open a can of beer Cradle brought along, smiling as she continues to tell her story. Damn, alright. Yuko's first job was a private caregiver. This profession was specifically catered to families who preferred not to use domestic robots. Where she had to play the roles of a nurse, nanny, and and bureaucratician all at once. Damn, that sounds like hell. In this era, machines have taken over most jobs. The world government offers generous welfare benefits, ensuring that even those without work receive a basic living allowance. Man, I wish that was viable in real life. However, to live a bit more comfortably than just the basic standard, to travel now and then, dine at nicer restaurants, indulge in paid entertainment, or to save up for personal interests and career aspirations, one will need to secure a decent job. Damn, alright. Chico, did you see my message from this afternoon? By the second year of work, everything seemed to be back on course, with things worth complaining about no longer being life-altering crises, but rather minor inconveniences. Nothing much, just busy. Chico's voice carries a hint of weariness. Are you drawing Froggy? Yeah, just doodling for fun. On the end of the video call, Chico looked down to check the text messages Chico sent earlier. You changed employers? What happened? They don't need a caregiver anymore, so I switched to another family. This new place is pretty close to where you are, so I'll come and visit when I have time. You're not hiding anything from me, are you? Did you have some kind of trouble? Yeah, I'm alright. What are you talking about? How could there be any problems with a simple job like this? I asked you to help my son with these problems. You can't even handle something this simple. Might as well just rent a domestic robot instead. No. Not that I don't trust you, of course. It's just that there have been a lot of news stories recently about families blaming their own problems on private caregivers. It's caused quite a few incidents. Damn. No matter what job you have, the real challenge isn't just the work itself, it's dealing with people. That's true. But you know what makes us better than domestic robots? They've got built-in recorders. Can't pin the blame on them even if you want to. If you think it's necessary, you turn on the built-in cameras on the household appliances while you're working. No, it's fine. I trust my employer. You've been secretly recording us? Fine, this way I prove you didn't break that vase, but there's no recording of what happened last time. Don't you dare try pinning that on my daughters too. I'll pay you today, and you can leave. We don't want someone as sneaky as you at our home. Did your last employer pay your wages? Yeah, they did. They paid through the agency, though they can't withhold my wages. I sent your pay slip to the your terminal. After deducting your compensation for damages, you still owe us for $300. Don't forget to pay it. Damn, that's cruel. What, weren't you there when the agency assessed the damages and checked the purchase records? Oh, right, you weren't around that day. We already settled everything. Take it up with the agency if you have any questions. That's good to know. How's your new workplace treating you? It's quite nice. I only have to look after one person now. My old man just had surgery, with my wife and I tied up at work. You'll need to look after him. Make sure you grasp the post-surgery care instructions from the hospital team, including, well, the more personal routines, just in case. Okay. Alright. There were some complications. He needed a colostomy surgery. He'll probably need to wear this bag for the rest of his life. Well, he's already past 50, so at least he won't have to bear it for too long. Damn. Oh, try not to upset him. The old man has quite a temper. That's actually why the last caregiver left. That's good to hear. Only then did Yuko realize that her sister has been asking about her life all along, as if she's holding back something left unsaid. Damn. Sis, what's wrong? Her tone grows grave. Yuko? Your father passed away. Oh, damn. At the casino, he got into a fight, killed someone, and didn't make it himself. When did it happen? Tonight, just now. I heard it from Mom. We'll probably have to pay some compensation since it happened in the casino. He ended up breaking a bunch of stuff. Now Mom has to deal with some troublesome debts. At least you're all doing well. Doing all well. Sis. Don't make that face. What are we going to do now? You're doing well, so focus on your work. I'm planning to quit my job. Find some part-time work closer to home, so I can take better care of Mom. You know the situation. Damn. Yuko refused to let her sister bear everything on her own. After a long argument with Chico, she eventually came around and accepted her sister's plan. And so Chico sacrificed her career prospects, quitting her job to return to her mother's side. Damn. To pay off the compensation, they had no choice but to sell their house. Their mother said that the house was bought with their father's savings, and now it only seemed right to use it to settle his debt. His debts. Everything had been turned to emptiness once again. Yeah, for real. She gave all that to take care of her mother, for real. Yeah, wow, for real, Celestial. Damn. All giving up her career to take care of her mom. Damn. The two moved into free public housing built by the world government. Those dormitories were usually located in remote cities, which made it hard for Chico to secure more suitable work. She had no choice but to take night shifts at bars and return in the morning to care for her mother. Even though Chico never mentioned it, Yuko knew all too well what it meant to live in cramped public housing while caring for someone who was completely paralyzed. She never complained, nor did she feel she had the right to. Families like hers would have faced far worse fates in any other chapter of history. She must be grateful for her current situation, grateful how generously this prosperous era treated the mediocre ones like her. Damn. Taking a brief break, Yuko takes another long sip of her beer. Thankfully, that rough patch didn't stick around too long. Life got back on track. And after the storm, there was sunshine again. Aw, that's nice. A month after receiving the devastating news, a stroke of luck allowed Yuko to break free from her old job and join the toy company she had long dreamed of working for. Oh, that's nice. This is our new hire. She'll be in charge of the promotional comics for Froggy. Yeah, agreed, Celeste. Good that things got better. It's such an honor. I've seen your Froggy comics before. I can't believe we're co-workers now. Thank you. I've never thought the staff would actually see my drawings. Aw. We just saw them last week, actually. Didn't expect you to join us so quickly. The company just decided to pump up the promotion for Froggy. Your fan comics caught someone's eye. They recommended you for a position in the marketing team. Yeah, great stuff, Fuzzy, for real. I see. I look forward to working with you all. Now that everyone's here, let me explain our team's objectives. As you all know, Froggy has been around for many years, but only has gained a small following. Well, given how it looks... Don't say that. There are plenty of quirky toy designs out there that sell well. All we need is good storytelling and the right promotional strategy. It's all about finding our niche. Froggies are more memorable than those generic cute plushies. We should capitalize on this uniqueness instead of seeing it as a weakness. But it's not really quirky either. It's stuck in this awkward middle ground. There's no point discussing it further. Let's focus on training our new hire to promote Froggy properly. Alright. Mono cut off the conversation with a decisive authority. This is what actually affects our performance reviews and year-end bonuses. As Mona left, Yuko suddenly realized that she was the only one in the meeting room who was actually excited about joining Froggy's marketing team. Still, she was grateful for this unexpected opportunity. Though the pay was slightly lower than before, there were far fewer risks involved, and she could finally help household expenses. Alright. Also, being surrounded by all those adorable toys, this is what truly brought her joy. She was even delighted to find her tax payments had reached a normal level. No longer relying on welfare or overall by compensation payments, she finally had become a contributing member of society. Aww. With help from her co-workers, she picked up various art and marketing skills, collaborating with the team to promote Froggy's new look and creating many chat stickers featuring the mascot. Aww. Despite slow progress, Yuko remained full of enthusiasm, believing that their persistent efforts would eventually yield the results they were hoping for. Aww. Yuko, did you pull another all-nighter in the office? Yeah, sorry, I was not quite happy with the expressions in these stickers, so I wanted to make some adjustments. Take care of yourself. Your health is what matters most. Yeah, I'll go to sleep once I finish this part. Thanks, Mona. Damn. She's definitely not. She believed these peaceful, pleasant days would continue forever, but this peace only existed because of her ignorance of what was to come. 3 months after hearing those words of concern from Mona, Yuko overheard a conversation between her co-workers at the next table in the company cafeteria. This afternoon, Damien told me that their department got another pay raise. Another raise? Didn't they just get one in the first half of the year? Well, it's no surprise, really. Their floor works on the Cinnamon Kitty. Sales are through the roof, and every department's been crushing it. Damn. With Froggy, you'd be lucky to even get a pitiful raise once every 3 years. Damn. Damn. They're also thinking about breaking off a section of the team for a new project. The big bosses want a marshmallow theme specifically for this one. Sounds cute already. Maybe I could request an internal transfer? Sure, why not give it a shot? That day, for the first time, Yuko found herself questioning, was there any real meaning in continuing like this? When she brought this question to Chico, she received unexpected words of comfort. Of course it's meaningful. While Froggy might not click with everyone, it'll surely touch the hearts of people just as special as itself. Aw. That's precisely why the company wants to promote it, right? Now, the higher-ups are likely just trying to salvage whatever they can. If it doesn't pan out, they'll probably scrap it. Yuko stood in the empty office, at a loss for words as she watched her coworker pack up their personal belongings. Damn. All her past work has been uploaded to the database. They're going to have AI take over the drawing from here. Oh, shit. But then the story will become just another cookie cutter, one that never ends. Froggy will be forever trapped in this loop, never finding his four-leaf clover. Oh, damn. Ah, AI, huh? Yeah, for real. For real, Celestial. AI, huh? Who cares? Did your internal transfer request get approved? Yuko shook her head numbly. Better hurry up and find a new job then. Remember your family's having financial troubles. Damn. Stood in the office until late into the night, looking at the illustrations on a terminal and the song wrote for Froggy again and again. She wrote for Froggy and again and again. The original plan was to have a famous singer perform it. Now it would remain just an AI demo, never to be released. Damn. Everything returned to emptiness once again. The things she cherished always seemed worthless, always the first to be sacrificed. She never wanted Chico to sacrifice her future, but powerless to help, she could only watch as Chico chose this path. Damn. She never wanted the company to give up on Froggy, but powerless to help, she could only watch as Froggy was abandoned. Would things like this continue to happen in the future? They probably would. And when that time came, what should she do? How could she ever forgive the worthless reflection staring back at her in the mirror? Damn. Unable to find an answer, Yuko packed her things and returned home, to the public dormitory where her mother and Chico lived. Without the crop frame of video calls to mask reality, for the first time, Yuko saw their living conditions for what they truly were. Damn. Despite the world government's efforts to provide medical care and food, including in basic domestic robot, the public dormitory still faced many problems stemming from its other residents. Visible bruises on Chico's face, shoulders, and chest served as silent reminders of her working conditions at the bar. Oh, damn. What should we do now? Their mother spoke in a frail voice, mumbling to herself. Since you love drawing, you should go study art. You can still apply for welfare benefits while continuing your education. No, Mom, I'll find some part-time work nearby too. Chico should take a break. Damn. Chico, yeah. With it, Yuko lowers her head, falling into a long silence before she finally speaks again. The next day, she took her own life, right there in the public dormitory, next to Chico. Damn. Someone paralyzed like her couldn't even just walk out, and Chico would wake up at the slightest sound. I couldn't even imagine what was going through her mind. Damn. When she soaked tissues with water from her cup, put them over her face layer after layer, pressed down with her hands, and suffocated herself. Her suicide note was found in her terminal's memo. Just a few simple lines. Damn. She wanted to leave us her life insurance payout and what she called freedom from her burden. She wanted Chico to quit working around the public dorm for her sake and instead find a better job that better matched her skills. Damn. After the funeral, Chico became distant. She rarely replies to my messages. I don't even know where she is now. With a self-deprecating smile, she takes a deep breath and drowns her beer, apparently trying to swallow her hidden sorrow along with it. You want to know about the Golden Age? Well, all I can share is how a worthless piece of rotten wood, like me, managed to get through each dull day of this so-called glorious era, barely scraping by with the help of the world government's welfare. Damn. That's just how things are nowadays. Countless products get sacrificed or shelved by companies when they're deemed worthless. It's not just toys. Every industry does it. Even that McDonald's. Downstairs says sacrifice plenty of menu items. Ah, yes, McDonald's. Totally not McDonald's. Totally not the U.S. corporation McDonald's. There are way too many families whose lives spiral downwards after just one slip up. It's just the details that vary. Using my story as a template, it fit half the people in this city and 99% of its companies, and they all either feel personally offended or think I'm taking shots at them. But it's just all too ordinary. These things, they're all just too ordinary, too common. Well, that's my story. Did you really find any part of this worth listening to? Kratos finds it hard to answer. She still has sensed numerous sacrifices within the tale of this piece of rotten wood. A mother sacrificed herself for her children. A company sacrificed its less profitable toy for more valuable ones. Through such sacrifices, humanity has reached goals that should have been impossible. In that future, could it be that the members of the Vanguard team, those neglected by her, made similar sacrifices? Come to think of it, if there's If there was a way to get out and defeat these responsible for this calamity, but you might get into danger, would you sacrifice yourself? Probably. Oh, damn. What about the others? They might too. Cradle smiles at the rotten wood before her. She wants to test something on her. Oh, God. Actually, I've been keeping a secret from you. A secret? Mm-hmm. In a few days, you might see two people who've never met before suddenly appear in Constellia. It's those two who brought the disaster, chopping all of you here. Oh, damn. Oh, boy. God damn it, Cradle. Gosh darn it, Cradle. God damn it. Of course Cradle said that. Frick. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that, but we're back. Okay. But yeah, overall, man, it's been really interesting so far to see it from Kratos' perspective. But yeah. Thanks, Fuzzy and Celestial. But yeah. I think with that said, let's continue. Hero. Let's do it. Requesting data resynchronization. Records relating to Dominic. There's your data corruption. Anyway, confirm. Log. Vanguard team led by Dominic continued to explore the Hetero Tower. Due to interference from the force field, the specific plans remain difficult to ascertain. The Vanguard team led by Dominic detected the gateway on Earth's side within the Hetero Tower's core level. The Vanguard team led by Dominic decided to abandon the plan of crossing through the gateway. Disappointing. Why wouldn't they let go? No, shouldn't have such emotions. Must erase the personality implanted by Dominic. Must thoroughly eliminate all associated negative traits. Terminate monitoring of individual human behavior. Terminate mimicry of individual human actions. Terminate indulgence in inductment of reward mechanisms triggered by human emotions. Terminate. Record corrupted. Record restored. The Vanguard team led by Dominic has developed a key capable of hacking into the Hetero Tower's core using chaos contamination. They're currently conducting simulation tests. The Vanguard team has designated this series of operations as Project String. The specific preparation process and methodology of Project String remains unknown. This name alone suggests a possible connection to the human concept of string theory. Whatever their intentions may be, their final operation will be undoubtedly involve entering the Hetero Tower again with the key. Damn, alright. Intercepted Vanguard team meeting record. Dominic informed the meeting team members that using the key to infiltrate the Hetero Tower's core will require an individual sacrifice to prevent the gateway from opening. Vanguard team member number 7, Nemo, volunteered as a sacrifice, while Dominic, who usually took the lead, chose to step back this time. That's irrelevant. The sacrifices of those mediocre will only become stepping stones on the hero's path to success. And completely eliminating the hero and removing the threat once and for all is my current highest priority. Damn, okay. December 31st, 2160. Emerging from her memories, Kratos notices that the red tide surge into the streets is occurring 1 hour later than her initial calculations. Meanwhile, the Grave Raven Commandant has been in a slumber for over an hour in Lucia's arms. That woman carried her Commandant while rescuing Rose, managed to reach the exhibition hall before the red tide's arrival. You, who are in Lucia's arms, finally awakens from the nightmare, coughing up a mouthful of blood. Damn, alright. Commandant! Could it still be the side effect of the key? Time backtracking upon side effect, which is time backtracking and complicated nightmare data will overload the mind. 75th time backtracking. Damn, 75 times. Holy shit. Let me take you to the infirmary, Commandant. Do you remember who I am? I remember. I'm fine. Just had a long nightmare. Those dreams again? Yeah, but this time... I dreamed about Cradle and Agent Zero. Me? Lurking in the shadows. Cradle halts her departure upon hearing those words. I think I understand her connection to Agent Zero now. And she must have said something to the people here. That's why they were so suspicious of us. The only good news is Yuko. Lucia tightly grips her hand, holding you in her arms and hanging on to your every word for fear of missing even the slightest detail. Damn. Cradle helped Yuko drive away some troublemaking mercenaries, or at least that was the plan at least. But those mercenaries were found dead, their bodies completely ulcerated. How did that person know about this? Because of the dream? A human's dream couldn't possibly contain such details. She probably didn't follow Kratos' instructions completely. There's still a chance. Taking the gauze Lucia offers. You clear the blood from your nose and mouth between coughs. Then and in their daze, a sudden realization comes to your mind. Wait, upstairs. We need to go upstairs. We have to stop them from killing each other. We moved together this time. This time? Have those two gone back in time? This isn't the first time this has happened? No, something's not right. I should be able to remember something like that. Why would I forget? Damn. The delayed red tide and those deleted memories. What did I forget exactly? When was I made to forget? Is this not the first time I've been through all this? All of this? A flood of memories rushes through Kratos' mind amidst her doubt. Damn, alright. The fierce battle with Lucia in the Hetero Tower? The interference from Vonnegut and Chaos? Or perhaps the certain death of that commandant? Maybe this is all... Maybe that is really the reason. In stories, hero often bear the key to salvation within themselves, making the ultimate sacrifice to save everyone else. The delaying calamities of March, buying time to survive, a death that holds meaning. A girl floats silently within the red tide, her words a soft whisper. This isn't good at all. Still interfering with me. The longer this drags on, the more I'm corrupted, and the more I'm bound. Kill Chaos. No, that won't work. At least not here. She disappears way too fast. Now. She turns her head, setting her next destination as the Hetero Tower. No time for wandering around. With a sigh, she looks back one more time at the alley consumed by the red tide. Damn. At the edge of her vision, Lucia and the commandant ascend the exhibition hall stairs once more. Waiting them there are the repeated battles of Yuko, who remains lost in her doubts and anxieties. What exactly are you, Cradle? That day when she helped Yuko drive away the work machines. Had she heard fewer people, would Yuko not have trembled like that, becoming so weary of her? She had already explained herself by telling Yuko that this was all to defend against a greater enemy. That she remained the same Cradle from the story, protecting humanity until her dying breath. Sure. However, once the commandant notices Yuko's secret in her wavering heart and begins to persuade her, will she still retain her faith? Damn. I'll let the rotten wood make her own choice. Then it'll be a good measure of how effective my efforts have been in these past few days. For now, she must prepare for the upcoming battle with the hero. The ghost figure slowly descends into the depths as red butterflies flutter away in the opposite directions. As the butterfly wings veil Kratos' vision, in the world behind her, Lucia and the commandant push open the gate to the exhibition hall, ready to step into the turmoil. Alright. Let's go, Commandant. Hey, let's go. Hey, gameplay time! Let's go!
那本来就是我们的泡面，这个展馆也是我们的办公区，滚出去！
你们的？你们这些人几天前就被开除了，要不是在那里抗议闹事，爷几个都不会被雇佣过来，更不会陪你们被关在这里。
可我们这里还有孩子。
别装可怜，就那个小孩最不正常。再说了，现在谁不饿？为了保护你们不被那些发了疯的石膏佬打伤，我们也死了一个兄弟。把泡面交出来！
Damn.
那是我们先找到的。 否则的话
Bruh. All of this over an instant noodle? Seriously? Damn.
这又是哪儿来的妞啊？一副气势汹汹的样子。怎么着？还能打我不成？
哎，我们别动手，让他1对1，省得这群员工事后说我们欺负人。
不太对劲儿啊！这员工该不会练过吧？
Yeah, for real. Noodles, for real, Celestial.
他不是和那个陡坡一伙的，一起上！
Yeah, for real. I will. Don't worry.
今天我就不信这个邪了！
Gather Sunblade!
Yeah, for real.
Yeah! Let the lotus bloom! Yeah! Beyond the mist and the abyss!
But yeah, this is how. But yeah, this is her gameplay right now, currently.
Gather Sunblade! Let the lotus bloom! Beyond the mist and the abyss!
Let's go!
Gather Sunblade! Rise and fly high!
Got him. Yeah, for
停
real,
停停！
Celestial.
有话好好说。我们也是饿得难受，没想着伤人。
Sure, buddy.
我知道，但现在还有更严重的问题，红潮就要淹没街道了。
红潮，那是啥玩意儿？
一种很危险的液体，再忍耐一下，不要在这里打架。
Oh shit, behind us.
喂，你们看后面，是那种蝴蝶。这，
Oh god. Oh boy.
快撤退，往后面跑！
我来断后，
Oh boy.
指挥官，你也要小心。
Raven's Light! Severed Knight!
Hey, let's
Rise
go.
and fly high!
Yeah, game over for them, for real, Fuzzy.
Gather Sunblade!
Well.
Yeah! Yeah! Rise and fly high!
Boom.
Raven's Light! Severed Knight! Let the lotus bloom!
Yeah, Rex, baby.
那些怪物是从哪里来的？不是只有蝴蝶吗？
你们把后
Oh,
面拿出来
gun gameplay, gun gameplay. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. We're doing this now. Okay.
放开指挥官！
Yeah,
指挥
okay.
官，还好吗？我们尽快去医务室找些药，让你躺下。
I'm fine. Let's calm everyone down
3楼
first.
还有人吧？我们先去那里，把所有人聚集在一起。指挥官有事想告诉大家。
All right, damn, all right. Don't go. Stay away from those employees. Just as everyone is about to leave, 2 mercenaries suddenly rush down the stairs from the other side, blocking the group's path. The employees, what's wrong with them? What's wrong with them? Can't you see? Those butterflies and monsters never touch the employees. They're only targeting us. Upon hearing these words, those who were originally willing to cooperate stop in their tracks, distancing themselves from the employees. Damn. Aren't you the ones behind all of this? Stop pinning the blame on us. Go ask that girl with you. The one always holding a paintbrush. I don't know if Croster got beaten up by the custom-made robot of hers. The injuries didn't look serious at first, but then they started feeling sick, and none of them lasted more than 3 days before dying. That can't be right. I've met that robot. She seemed nice enough. She even let me in on a secret, saying that she was on the hunt for the mastermind behind these monsters. Didn't the girl mention any of that to you? No, she didn't. Let's go ask her. Damn. What do you want to know? Yuko stands behind the crowd that is yet to evacuate, maintaining her usual listless demeanor. Even in a direct conversation, her gaze stays locked on the shadows, vigilant for any red butterflies that might flutter into view. Damn. You met Kratos before, right? Did she tell you that we're the ones who trapped you here? That we're responsible for all this? Yes, I did hear something like that. Damn. Oh, when did you... Do you have any fucking idea what we've been through here, and you're trying to play innocent right off the bat? The enraged Zeus swings his blood-red stained fist at you. Before you can even register what's happening, his body's pinned firmly in a twisted manner to the ground. Damn, alright. Of course we know what you've been through. That's exactly why Commander rushed here to save you, even risking his own health. Those shadow creatures infested by the butterflies. Did they look friendly to you? Kratos intimidating you. Aren't you doing the same thing now? That's because you attacked us first. If we truly meant harm, or if we really wanted to intimidate you into doing something. Lucia tightens her grip, drawing a sharp cry of pain from the young man. Alright. Commander doesn't even need to do anything. I can handle it right now by myself. You... Let Barley go. Please let him go. We'll listen to what you have to say. Aww. Hetero Tower core level. Alright. Chaos stands at a distance from the core. Head bowed as Vonnegut implants minuscule hetero crystals from his palm into the deteriorating parts of her body. These are just temporary fixes with some additional defensive measures to let you approach the core. Under no circumstances should you engage Kratos once more in your current state. Is it possible the fruit acts as a two-way connection? Giving her control over me as well. Once I leave the Hetero Tower, then don't leave. Kratos will be here soon. She's running out of time. She's certainly trying to seize the core while she can still move. Make your own survival the priority. Then what? Will you kill her? Will you kill her? No, I'm not ready yet to handle Agent Zero's authority or replace Kratos. Because my consciousness isn't... He withdraws his hands and gazes at the core before him with emotionless eyes. Do you know why I chose the abandoned and the clones to make the key despite the risk of Chaos's unstable consciousness? Because Babylonia offers no place for such people. My countless attempts to correct the diverging timelines. I once used the original you, yet neither side would relent. At those times, your primary goal would shift toward returning home rather than seeking the future. Naturally, you may harbor hatred towards me, toward Lethos. You'd do the very same thing when you first entered the Hetero Tower. Not anymore. That would only waste what few chances I have left. Even if I were to kill you, I would have to wait until everything is over. Except... Chaos clenches their fists, eyes burning with frustration. Damn, alright. Why do others have to sacrifice themselves to complete my consciousness? Why? Why am I the only one who can't do it? Creating the key from the human consciousness was never possible to begin with. Your very birth is a miracle itself. After all, this isn't the future where the key can be properly created. At best, we can merely generate a replica. The same applies to Agent Zero. Until she reclaims the Hetero Tower core, she remains bound by both her current body and the Kratos personality. And now, the fruit you've planted has become another one of her constraints. All of this is buying us time, and time is exactly what we need. Vonnegut reaches out his hand to measure Chaos's current height, met with nothing but her contemptuous glare. They've grown this tall. Considering all the instances of time rewind, it must have been about 6 or 7 years by now. Damn. Once you undergo further completions and become capable of accepting Agent Zero's authority, your physical form will grow even larger. At that point, you will retain Agent Zero's authority while possessing enough consciousness stability to override her instincts that drive her to fulfill her predestined mission. That was my initial plan. Had Kratos not been persistently destroying the Inverhetero Tower, we would have had enough time. But at least you now have a way to keep her in check, preventing her from freely manipulating the Red Tide. From here on, we can only place our hopes in Lucia and that commander to complete you ahead of schedule. I hope those two can discern the true adversary during their stay in Constellia. Damn, alright. She yearns to speak her thoughts, to tear this agent before her into shreds, to avert the impending tragedy. Yet she remains silent. She has witnessed the truth with her own eyes, personally confirmed the unchangeable reality. Damn. Though she cannot agree with all of Vonnegut's plans right now, this thorn-laden tightrope represents the sole path to the future. One misstep would plunge all of the humanity into the abyss. Lucia's key is nearly depleted. If Kratos destroys it again, she won't even be able to return safely to the Inverhetero Tower. Damn. The ever-reserved agent offers no answer to Chaos. Vonnegut? The doll calls out his name, her voice like an echoing lament. If things continue to go as Kratos wishes, if we can't find any way to turn this around... Damn. Tell me, do you have any backup plans at all? No. Damn. Well, that ain't comforting. Well, damn, that is not comforting. Well, damn. Well, good lord. That is not comforting in the slightest. Yeah, I agree. That was crazy for real, Celestial. For real. But yeah. Oh man, this has just been crazy. Just been crazy, man. Just all throughout this chapter, man. Just wow. Damn. Just goddamn. This has just been crazy, man. Wow. Yeah, agreed. It's been a roller coaster ride for real. Agreed. Agreed, Celestial. But yeah, overall, man, just great stuff, man. Just great stuff, dude. I love it. But yeah, I think this next one will probably be the last story thing we do for today. So yeah. That said, let's dive in. Widower. Red Project String, alright. Yep, off we go. Some data has been deleted by a secondary authority and is unreadable. Proceed with synchronization from... Okay, yeah. Alright. Human Vanguard team completed the simulation test for Project String and officially entered the Hetero Tower carrying the key. The key possessed by the Vanguard team is divided into an input end and a receiving end. The input end is held by Team Number 7, Nemo, who's designated for sacrifice, while the receiving end is held by Dominic. A vulnerability has been detected in the key possessed by the humans. This could be our chance. The core itself is part of the Hetero Tower. Its mere removal would open the gateway. Their flawed key will serve perfectly to expand the gateway's range. Next, I'll exploit the key's vulnerability to open the gateway and push Dominic and the entire Vanguard team into the fog behind the gate. For those who dare toy with me, with time, there's no more fitting end than to be devoured by the fog, a place where time itself no longer exists. Humans, no, eliminating Dominic alone will leave humanity helpless. The others are merely collateral casualties. The moment you grasp that false hope, I shall bestow upon you true despair. Damn, that's dark. Hacking the receiving end of the key. Traction module preload completed. Countdown 3, 2, 1. The gateway is open. Dominic has been successfully Successfully cast into the fog with no means of return. Judgment error detected. Must... Oh, damn. Log update. The headquarters tower has been melted down. All members of the human vanguard team have fallen into the fog. Oh boy. Once again, Kratos approaches the Header Tower's core, a sight she hasn't seen in a very long time. Directly ahead, Vonnegut's gaze fixes upon her. We meet again, Mr. Vonnegut. The girl curtsies with a lift of her dress. The ancient remains unresponsive, opting instead to smooth out the creases in his gloves. The pristine blue light shimmers silently behind Vonnegut. The radiance emanating from the Hetero Tower's core lets its unmistakable displeasure in Kratos' heart. By human custom, I should first express my full respects to you, but unfortunately... Damn. I'm rather pressed for time now, thanks to your schemes. In a flash, the scythe blade cuts through the lingering echo and flies toward the Hetero Tower's core. A fierce red light streaks forward, only to collide with a wall of brilliant blue. Damn, alright. The thunderous collision heralds the beginning of their battle. Vonnegut remains perfectly still, merely turning his wrist to reposition the force field, once again intercepting Kratos' assaults. Oh, and the music as well, okay. Sparks burst forth where the blade meets shield, their flashing light reflecting in those eyes of deep gold and bright crimson. It's about time you tell me who you really are. How do you know my Hetero Tower so well? Vonnegut remains silent. The Hetero Tower's core continuously absorbs the punishing virus that fuels their actions. This deadlock only serves to drain both sides' energy needlessly. Damn. Moreover, the man before her shows no signs of fatigue. Only the punishing concentration surrounding him is slightly decreased from its previous levels. Upon this realization, Kratos relinquishes her power and pulls back, steadying her scythe against the ground to pause her assault. Damn. Just before the girl can steady herself, the agent gives a slight shake of his head. The subtle gesture sends countless possibilities racing through Kratos' mind. Before she can speak with composure, her body trembles upon an instinctive warning of danger. She immediately looks down only to find her own wide-eyed reflection staring back from the blade protruding through her chest. Damn. The blade thrusted into her back, pierces straight through her chest. Before Kratos can even react, the assassin behind her twists the blade and violently wrenches it sideways through her body. Damn. Watching as the blade threatens to slice her body apart, Kratos has no choice but to grab the edge with her bare hands. Red tide seeps from her wound, washing over her deathly pale knuckles. Snap. The assassin's weapon shatters, its broken surface reflecting the girl's rare expression of gravity. Kratos realizes her strength is draining away far too quickly. Yet that gravity soon gives way to her usual demeanor as Kratos turns around with a smile, her blood-soaked fingers idly toiling with the broken blade. Damn. You've finally shown yourself, Chaos. Kratos extends both arms towards Chaos, an invitation presented as an embrace. Chaos tosses aside the remaining half of the blade, using her small frame to slip past Kratos' interception and swiftly retreat behind the force field. Damn, alright. Only now does Kratos notice that Chaos' body has grown considerably since their last encounter. Last time we met, you can barely walk on your own. Now look at you, no longer a doll, but something more human. It seems quite unusual. Perhaps her own abnormality and the gradually haywire red tide have something to do with Chaos? As these thoughts cross her mind, Kratos dispels her scythe. The red tide having come along with her, swirls around her legs, and from its roiling waters emerge numerous hetero creatures, their nascent forms taking its first strides. Damn. No, we've been like this for a while now. The girl waits no longer, striking the newly manifested harp in her arms. The Hetero Tower yields to its original master as the red tide surges forth. Countless red butterflies and hetero creatures answer her call, once again surrounding the blue core. Meanwhile, the girl's eyes bore into chaos like a curse, an unrelenting gaze that refuses to let go. Damn. You can erase my memories? No, if you consume too much, that's hard to digest. The chaos in your memories is just a side effect. So it's that commandant. She can afford no further delay. Hetero creatures unleash another barrage of attacks, making a fatal blow within their assaults. Even a barrier of such formidable strength cannot withstand Kratos' full power unleashed within the Hetero Tower. Chaos swiftly glides behind Vonnegut, using his body as impromptu shield. Alright. The steadfast barrier erected by the ancient's hands remains resolute against the fierce onslaught. As the crimson light from the impact still lingers, Chaos leaps into the air. Her fingertips pressed against Kratos' chest, the touch freezes Kratos in place, rendering her unable to move even a half a step. That is precisely where the fruit has taken its deepest root. You piece of... Chaos' lifeless eyes reflect Kratos' fury born of humiliation, a rather unusual sight. Her body rebels against her will, refusing to move. Kratos' eyes remain fixed on Chaos, who has already raised her other arm high above. The target is clear, Kratos' head. Damn. Enough, let go of Kratos. Chaos' movement freezes at those words. Ha. This isn't the first time. Just as before, Vonnegut abruptly halts the attack once more. You weren't ready last time, so it's still the same case now? Well then. Even with her body immobilized, she can still broadcast commands as Agent Zero to unrestrained Hetero creatures. Damn. Kill her! The girl stands before the azure light she despises, her deafening command to her creations reverberating through the air. Chaos. The agent points to the evacuation tunnel constructed with the force field. His usually unshakable composure shows its first crack in the face of Chaos's reckless actions. Damn. So now is the time. Kratos sits steadily amidst a swarm of crimson butterflies, letting them carry her aloft. She soars past Vonnegut, who holds back the tide of Hetero creatures as she launches herself toward the massive blue core. Gotcha, this is my real target all along. Oh damn, that ain't good. All rationality vanishes as her figure leaps toward the core. Chaos trudges through the surging enemies, springing forward and leaping across countless heads to reach Kratos above. Damn. The blue core sets both figures ablaze as they draw near. While Kratos remains protected by her butterflies, Chaos' body begins to dissolve piece by piece. She shows no intention of retreating. Instead, she uses her dissolving body as a barrier, desperately trying to keep Kratos from reaching the core. Not bad. Under the dazzling blue light, the girl breaks into a radiant smile, but when her curved eyes widen, they reveal nothing but coldness. At last, I've caught you, Chaos. Kratos opens her arms and holds Chaos tight, turning a tender embrace into an instrument of murder. Damn. As if reuniting with a long-lost family member, the girl tightens her hold until it becomes a cage. She buries her face in the doll's neck, crushing what should have been a space for tender intimacy. Damn. Let me have a taste of you. Well, damn. Her lips curl up as the red tide's crimson hue seeps between her teeth. Then the girl sinks her teeth into the doll's neck, relishing and devouring the desire she's craved for so long. Pressing her pierced chest against the culprits, Kratos' focus is her entire being on reclaiming the control that rightfully belongs to her from Chaos's body. Countless fragments of information, along with Chaos flesh and blood, flood into Kratos' consciousness. Some are memories from before the birth of the doll. Some are stories from her present existence. Deep within these fragments, a fleeting image surfaces of Vonnegut conversing with Chaos, sending an unsettling wave of familiarity through every fiber of Kratos' being. Alright. A face both foreign and familiar materializes before her eyes, and she hears her trembling voice asking a question, whether from her own lips or Agent Zero, she cannot tell. Dominic? Oh. This is the final step. Sheltered behind layers of force fields, the human leader held up an inscrutable device and handed it to the Vanguard Team Number 7 standing before him. Will this really work? Can this key made from heterocrystals truly melt down the Hetero Tower's core? If we gain nothing from this and we lose another team member, keep your chin up. The simulation test was successful. Nemo. The Vanguard Team Number 7, known as Nemo, pats his teammate's shoulder as final gesture of comfort. But Dominic said even simulation tests can't provide absolute certainty. This is the only option left. We have to try it, whether it succeeds or not. Damn. Whether it succeeds or not, you'll... Nemo waved his hand, unwilling to discuss it any further. I'll get going then. Damn. With heart long since dead, the young man strode toward the core. The moment Dominic sent the signal to act, he immediately inserted the connected key. Just as everyone had anticipated, a red light instantly engulfed the entire space as the Hetero Tower's core gradually melted down. Yeah. But what ensued was a boundless white that filled their vision. Something unexpected happened. This whiteness neither receded nor consumed Nemo alone, but instead devoured the entire Hetero Tower. When the Hetero Tower's core melted down, everyone fell into the fog without a single soul spared. The young man, ready to meet his own demise, now found himself trapped in the fog, seeking the release that was meant to be his salvation within this limitless prison. Damn. Even Agent Zero was inevitably caught in the fall. No wonder all memories related to her vanished at that moment. Kratos continues to tear and devour Chaos's flesh, both craving more memories and depriving the doll of her full mobility. Emerging from the tumultuous waves of hetero creatures, Vonnegut finally joins the battle. Somehow his figure blends seamlessly into the unfolding scene. The core, the key has seized the Hetero Tower's core. The young man clutches an eerie cube in his hands. The original form of Agent Zero, the crystallized remains of the Hetero Tower's core after the meltdown. Like a seed within the fruit, it stood ready to sprout into a new Hetero Tower at any moment. Nemo knew with certainty if there was a way to analyze and harness this seed, humanity would draw closer to the vast starry sky and to the gate itself. This was Dominic's plan all along. This is our only hope, and must at least send it back before I die. Chaos, don't waste the fruit's connection. Keep your consciousness stable. The doll on the verge of dissolving into the blue core heeds these words and desperately grasps Kratos' shoulder. Controller for 5 seconds. We're back! We made it out of the fog! Wait, Dominic, where's Dominic? Yeah, whoa, for real, Celestial. Nemo, what happened to Dominic? Before he could offer any explanation, the young man collapsed from exhaustion. Hey! Let him rest. He made it back from that place thanks to him and the key he carries. 4. The force field completely envelops Chaos, slowing down Hedo creature's core from devouring her. The doll silently clutches at everything within her reach, her silhouette gradually fading into a blur beneath the radiant light. Let's move out. Good luck to us all. Damn. As the next memory fragment unfolds before her eyes, Cradle sees the Vanguard members with new frames, their capabilities matching those of Lee's. Damn, alright. This is no picnic. What's there to be excited about? I'm not excited, but this is our last hope. If we can pass through the gate, we might still have a chance to make the things right. The gate. Last hope, huh? We said the same thing last time. We made the key, took the core and got people to study it, but now Dominic's nowhere to be found. You've been going in circles, even with the key to disrupt the Hedo Tower's rules. You haven't made any progress. You've even had to rely on a kid like you to lead the way through the gate. Damn. Nemo, what's wrong? It's nothing, I'm just tired. I'm tired too, Nemo. But soon there won't be any living humans left in this world. These replicated keys are our last hope, and you, who understands this technology better than any of us, are even more crucial. So this time, let us take the lead. We will definitely pass through the gate. Damn. Yup. 3. Seizing back the control, chaos pierces through Kratos' body once again. Yet the girl shows no fear at this assault. Instead, she looks past the doll, fixing her deeply playful gaze upon the agent. Thank you for coming to collect my belongings. There's a candy in the red box. I hope it helps sweeten the bitterness. Feel free to take a short break here, but it's not time yet to stop. Nemo, go find Dominic. Go find our hero. Go find the last hope. The young man clenches his fist and raises it high, but he brings it down. As he brings it down, all his strength fades away. Humanity is almost gone from this world. Why do we keep choosing to march toward our deaths? Damn. Why, again and again, do we search for a hope that has long become hollow? Damn. 2. The core of the Hedo Tower trembles, emanating an even more brilliant light. The young man closed his eyes, trying to shut out the countless scenes of utter defeat and despair. Damn. Then slowly he opened his eyes again, gazing at the destination of this long journey. Oh, damn. A string of distorted text emerged from the center of his vision. He recognized this handwriting. It belonged to the Vanguard Team Number 4. Like everyone else, they rewrote the rules of the Hedo Tower and became a part of it. He really did it. Indeed, they crossed the impossible river on the sacrifices of their companions, stepped through the impassable gate over countless corpses, and now... 1. We're close to having our own secret tunnel, and when that time comes, take everything we left behind and go to Dominic's era. The solitary young man collapsed to his knees before the message, curling up in agony as if his very soul has been torn away. His tumultuous emotions twisted his body into knots, causing his already exhausted consciousness to quiver and shake. The sound that emerged from his throat began as an infant's cry before bursting into hysterical wails. Damn. No one to comfort him, no one to hear him, only countless ghostly eyes to watch him in silence. Cry as he should until both his voice and tears were exhausted. Only then would his crying stop. Through this blood-stained edge, Cradle sees the final line of the message. Oh, by the way, I want to name the tunnel extending for the Hedo Tower the Bridge Across Dreams. Doesn't it sound nice? And so Crimson consumes all. Damn. Wow, what an ending, bro. Damn. Whoa. Damn. What an ending, man. Jeez. Wow. That was a hell of an ending, man. Wow. What a way to end that shit, man. Damn. That was great, man. Oh, well, it's honestly great. That last note was great to see more of the past and how Dominic's, you know, yeah, agreed, Celestial. And see Dominic's the whole expedition as well. More of the expedition as well. But yeah, honestly, the music was great as well, man. Just damn. Things are really starting to like getting more and more intense, man. Like going more and more to shit, man. Like holy. Like damn. Things are really gonna go on to going to hell. Yeah, I'm glad you agree, Celestial. But yeah. Overall, man, just damn. Yeah, agreed, Celestial, agreed. Agreed, Fuzzy, I mean, agreed. But yeah, dude. Overall, man, just great stuff all around. But yeah. The story has just been great. Lol, for real. Damn it. I'm tired, man. I'm just tired, man. It's been a long stream. But yeah. Overall, man, just great stuff. I love it. But yeah. No problem, Fuzzy. But yeah. Yeah, definitely hitting a huge climax for real, Celestial. But yeah, quick reminder that I still am waiting for some more Q&A questions for the Q&A video. So if you got them, please submit them as soon as possible. You know, but yeah, overall, man, just great stuff, man. Just great stuff. But yeah, again, submit your Q&A questions as soon as possible, please. I beg of you, please. Because I will be filming the video soon. Ideally over the weekend. The latest, I probably will start recording it over the weekend. And maybe on Monday as well. But yeah, please get your Q&A questions in as soon as possible. But yeah. I also have a new video out now of me reacting to all of the Honkai Star Rail animated shorts, which you can also check out on YouTube. Alright, thanks. Appreciate it, Celestial. But yeah, I think with that said, we will be streaming again tomorrow at 3 p.m. EST. We will be streaming Xenoblade Chronicles X. We will be diving back into Xenoblade X tomorrow as well at 3 p.m. EST. So be sure to tune in for that. We'll be diving back into that. So yeah, hope to see you guys there for that. But yeah, I think with that said, that's all I really got to say. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed, please drop a like on the stream. And also, if you want to see more, be sure to drop a subscribe. And also, if you want to see more, be sure drop a comment to let me know. And also, drop a follow and let me know what you thought of the stream down in the comments below. And thank you guys again so much for tuning in. Remember, stay humble, be kind to people. I'll see you guys later.